Hey, pre-notification gang. Is the resub always the hair? And grease. Yep, it's the season finale of Slap Mountain. Is the resub boss here? And the tier 1 twin. And the resub Jahatan and Bits Link. It is Tiana's birthday. There's a tier 1 James. And the resub Crow. I watched the first episode of Arcane, still haven't finished it. Thank you for the gift sub Bree Bubbles. And the gift sub Totally Not Tony and Fire Shots. And B-Scan. Hey River, thanks for the 5 gift subs again, man. Hope you had a good day. He's a tier 1 Dougal, tier 1 TIE Fighter, and tier 1 Bird Loves You. And the gift sub Glucose. Ooh. Cryptocurrency is going wild this month, is it? I haven't checked in on it in a long time. Here's the gift sub Tanuki, the Prime Scarlet. When did you get 99 smithing? I'm posting something about that tomorrow. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Thanks to the resub Malianu. Travis Scott is refunding Astro World tickets. That's big. He's a tier 1 Saya Fanatic. And the Prime Simpy Avocado. Is he refunding lives too? Yeah, they brought out a Necromancer. He's the big tier 2 Ares Irresponsible. And the resub Tazgod. The resub Schmuck. Have you played Teamfight Tactics? I played it when it came out, but I didn't get super into it. Wasn't big on auto chess. Here's a gift sub Skater and the resub Kryptonite. And the resub Austin. Thanks to resub Gorilla. Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Jaren. The resub Goldie. Gift sub Solarky. And resub Side Jellyfish. And the bits Brutal Cheese and the Prime Blue, or Brutal Cow and the Prime Bloopy. The resub Big Boy and Tier 1 Bunny Bit. And the resub Skateboard Dinneran. And the gift sub Cup of Joe. And the Prime Swift. And the resub Speed. I've only seen the first episode of Arcane. Thanks to Tier 1 Terralini. And the resub Milky Shake, Silver and Prime, Lady Alexa. Do I think I'll ever do another Soulsborne marathon on stream? Maybe before Elden Ring, but we just did all the Souls games. Like, not even 6 months ago. There's the Prime D and Alpha Elephant and the resub Frizz. And the 5 gift subs Don't Leaf Me. Thanks, Leaf. And the 10 gift subs Jaren. God damn, thank you. Appreciate the generosity, Jaren. And the resub Cozy. And Senpai and Victory Power. And the resub Locky. Nope, still haven't been able to get the Rolex appraised. We have to go to like some kind of fucking crazy laboratory because no Rolex places will actually look at it. They're not allowed to. It has to go to one of their approved labs. Thanks to the Prime Magic and Flame. And 5 gift subs Tempest. Thank you, Tempest, and the resub Stewie and Signari. Cola won the major yesterday. First place. And then Boomy also won in doubles for the Brawlhalla World, so it was a big day. Can't you just take it to a pawn shop? Yeah, I'm gonna trust a random pawn shop to tell me if the Rolex is real or not. This shit is super fake. I'll give you $5 for it, which is 10 times what it's worth. Oh, okay. I do think the Rolex is fake, but I want to take it to a real professional. Thanks to the resub Religious, Evan, and the Prime Ghost and Windy. And the resub Don't Leave Me in J13 Games. And the gift sub Malik. These are bits Cobain and Tier 1 Witty. And Tier 1 Ultimate Link. And the Prime Zalzai. Yeah, we're going to do this in a little while. I don't want to open with it. We'll do the season finale of Slap Mountain probably in like an hour or so. And just do some goofy shit in the meantime. Exit resub. Taprialco and Toaster. And the 10 gift subs again, Jaren. Thank you, Jaren. Jesus Christ, man. I appreciate that. Thanks to the bits of Dung, DB Man, and Maxwell Power. Hope you're doing well, man. Thanks to the resub Six Path, and Fred, and Jerry, Flamingo, and Kogadama, and William. I know Tendo. Not personally, but I know he just reposts all of my shit. Doesn't bother me. He hasn't, like, scammed anyone or anything like some of the other channels, so it's not like I'm, like, mad about it or anything. Thanks to Tier 1 Celery and Tier 1 Fonzo. And they give sub Crackbone and Artsy Panda. And the resub Imperial, JU, Schultzy, and Mega Boxer. The bits Psych. It's fucking terrible, Psych. Jesus Christ. Thanks, Prime Purple. Have you ever watched 10K Productions? It sounds familiar. Oh, yeah. I always forget this is the name of the channel. I know the series. Thanks to the resub BRD and Marweeb and the bits J. And the resub Don't Leave Me. No, I haven't got the update, Jay. Well, I hope everything's okay. Jesus Christ. Thanks to the gift sub Senpai and another fat 10 Jaren. God damn, man. Thank you for that. Ah, okay. That sounds like a good one, Scoots. What age are you? That's a weird way of asking that. I'm 27. Thanks for the anonymous bits. There's a resub Schweiker in tier 1 unnamed crow. Judge sentences daughter to death. Wait, a judge sentenced their own daughter to death? Is that what I'm supposed to make from that? Because that's fucking intense. Thanks to 2 gift subs, Panda. Thanks to bits, Jay. Robinhood got hacked. Bro, if you're still using Robinhood, you're like asking for a disaster. That fucking platform is so unbelievably shady. I don't think they got hacked. They probably just reported a hack and then took the money themselves. Thanks for the gift sub, Rev Boy. Does it squirt? Bro, we don't stop squirting. Thanks to the resub, Sitka. Touring Dan Bilzerian's former LA mega mansion. Thanks to resub, Alfred. Dan Bilzerian's such a weird fucking goofball. Okay. This? I don't know if I want to watch 17 minutes of it, but I'll at least check it out for a little bit.
This is where you throw like 500 people parties.
Thanks to resub, Zephras and Bebe.
Welcome to another episode on the second channel. Well, today's episode is actually a little bit different. We are in Bel Air.
Hey.
This house right behind me may look a little familiar.
Nope.
Because this is Dan Bilzerian's old rental home.
Dan Bilzerian is like the dream of every 14-year-old boy going through puberty.
Into this property, and this house has like 12 bedrooms, 25 bathrooms, 30,000 square feet. It's insane. We're not gonna see the whole house, but we're gonna see the cool parts. Let's just get started.
Dan Bilzerian's the guy on Instagram who just has a bunch of models that he pays to take pictures with him, and he just drinks, and he like poses with guns. But apparently it's all just fraud. Jarvis made a whole video on him. Thanks to Tier 1 Jason and Tier 1 Turd Ferguson, and gift sub Turbo and resub
so this
James.
House sits quite elevated from the street level. That driveway opens up and brings you up to the motor
Holy
court. There's
shit,
a security
psych.
gate up there, and as you
Thanks
come
to Prime
up here,
Cunning and resub
you
Schultze.
can probably park about 30 to 40 cars here. This house is truly massive. I mean, 4 floors, 10-car garage on the left, massive entry.
Yeah, this looks like something you'd see in GTA. Floor, this thing's fucking nutty.
Spaces on the 3rd and 4th floor, and lower level has
some
rooms
Jet.
as well. This is just crazy.
Yeah, you know when this was built?
Recently.
This had to have been built for like a party house.
Thanks to Prime Munfin.
It is a party house. Let's just admit it.
Yeah, like
it is a party house.
I can't see this being anything else with this big a driveway, everything else.
When this thing hit the market initially, like I think 3 or 4 years ago, it was.
Thanks to resub Funky Fries and Boner.
This is insane.
Wow. And the rental price?
$10.
So Wish is currently renting this home for $250,000
Seen
a
it,
month,
Father.
and we have been told that with the overhead, house manager, everything.
What would I do with this type of house?
About $500,000
Sell it.
a month. Isn't that insane?
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's the cost for marketing. Good marketing. So now let's just go inside.
So that's the cost for marketing. So you're saying that in order for us to properly market a YouTube channel, this is actually a reasonable investment.
Mikey, you and I are not Wish's level. Like
not yet.
That, okay? So we have no problem.
Thanks to resub Kane.
Look at this massive glass pivot door. Come on in. We have the entry here. some bathrooms and utility
Is it prime
rooms on the
cryptic?
right. Let's start here first.
Wasn't Dan...
Entry-
Okay. Let me clear up some confusion. Wasn't Dan Bilzerian a poker player? Yeah, a shitty one. All of Dan's money came from his dad. Dan Bilzerian's father made tons and tons and tons of money. All of which Dan eventually got access to. Dan was a dog shit poker player. He made like $0 from poker.
This door opens up to the movie theater.
Exit Prime
It's a
rocks.
pretty good sized movie theater. Comfortable seating, recliner chairs, cup holders that cools or heats your drinks. Screen on this side, wall sconces. I mean, it's pretty nice.
And Ennis, don't forget, we have free reign of this house. So if at any point you feel like cracking a bag of chips, or
You guys should
Get a
throw a
drink,
party
Red
if you have
Bull,
free reign.
there's
Well,
some tequila.
let it ride.
This is a family-friendly
you
channel,
know what,
so.
Mikey, you're right. Here's the point. That intro was quite
Thanks to
needed,
Reset Big B.
right? It's pretty bright out there, and I'm already kind of hot. So I'm gonna take a sip of water here.
Oh, as we go to the bowling alley. Yeah.
Oh, I love
When you're
that
at this
shit.
price point, it's not
If you have absurd
having
amount of
drinks,
money and
it's
don't have a
matter of
bowling alley, you fucked
what
up.
else the house can offer you. In this case, it has a bowling
How
alley.
else can you entertain? Let's see if you can
Hey, G Fuel.
knock those two pins out real quick so we can get
Thanks
a
to the
clean
bits
bowl.
lips.
Oh,
He is not sponsored by
that
Wish. He
ain't
just
gonna
doesn't own this house anymore. Thanks to
hey
Resub
guys,
Jesus.
I don't want to look like I'm just all loose here, enjoying someone's home. This is a content creator home. Like, they want people to utilize
We're
this
creating
home.
content. you know?
Exactly, and we're creating the
Thanks to
content
Resub
as
Skittles.
we speak, so let's see.
And no RuneScape tier list.
Man, I suck at both.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking trash.
I don't. One more try.
He's very
The
competitive.
5 gift subs, Jaren, and the resub Crocodile.
This is heartbreaking, dude.
Yeah, this is no good, Ennis. but-
No. All right, Mikey, show everybody.
Thank you
what
for
got.
another 5, Jaren. I appreciate it.
Okay. Show the face of disappointment. Let's
In
go
their
back.
defense, the lanes
Feel
probably
long
aren't
tour
properly
every
oiled, not
round
using the
of the house.
scorpion pattern.
Doors everywhere, spacious.
That's probably what it
entry
was.
Right there. So this is the staircase going up to all the top floors. Elevator. That's the 10-car garage. They're using it as a storage for their.
River, thank you for the
stuff.
10 gift subs, man.
Let's go upstairs.
Appreciate it again, bro. Hope
By
you're
the way,
doing
look
well.
at the
Thanks to tier
staircase.
1 fire
I think
shots.
it's steel frame,
Thank you, man.
white threads, and as you go up, you look down on Los Angeles. Pretty nice.
Yeah, he uses girls as
Hey,
props on his
Level
Instagram.
number 2. So we have the bedrooms here.
He just pays like a, I
That's
think it
the
was,
primary bedroom. We're not
I don't know,
allowed
he has
to
like
go
one
there.
agency he just pays a lot of money
We
to
have
send
elevator
girls to,
access.
or send
We
girls
have, like,
from.
a landing area for the second floor. Nice cozy seating.
Get girls from.
fireplace,
I said all that backwards.
couch setup.
And then
and
take
we got
pictures with
a couple
them.
more bedrooms on this wing, but this one is open. All ready for the next person to stay in here because they allow content creators actually to stay in the house, which is cool.
Thanks to resub Toten,
really.
Enigma,
Yeah, this is like a little mini
Swagger,
hotel for content creators.
Boobs, and the Prime Vibrans.
sliding glass doors, automatic shades. You get amazing views.
So are you
He
welcome
said
to
he's
stay here?
fucked all of them. I know he said that.
Really?
I don't know if I am, but yes, you can stay in here, of course.
Thanks to Prime
So floating
Luthias.
vanities, toilet setup. Let's get a quick look at the walk-in closet. There you go, nice and spacious. Keep in mind again, 12 bedrooms, 25 bathrooms, and this top setup is a little-
25 bathrooms? Holy
what is the word,
shit.
Mikey? Like little edgy, little out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could use a different
No
bathroom
glass.
every day for like a
Yeah,
month
edgy.
and still
Yeah,
not
let's
hit
say
them.
edgy.
All right, now that's that.
Dan Bilzerian did used to live here, so.
Yeah,
Thanks to 2 gift subs,
that
Kill
kinda
Command.
set the tone for this house, I guess, to a degree. Beautiful marble everywhere. I mean,
Also, primary bedroom has a lock on it, which is cool.
yes, exactly. With a
Fingerprint, right?
I think so. By the way, the amount of stone they use in this house is mind-boggling. Venetian plaster on the walls. Let's go up to
Thanks to
the
resub Presidente.
third level.
I mean, it's a fucking cool house. It's not even like goofy. It's just excessive.
All right, everyone. Now we're at the
Genuine
third level.
excess.
This is where we have all the common areas.
Jesus
like seating
Christ,
areas,
Jaren.
bar, kitchen, dining areas, all that good stuff.
Holy
Staircase
fuck, man.
goes
Thank
up
you,
to the
Jaren.
fourth floor. And let's go this way first.
Yeah, and this is kind
You've
of
gone
like a
wild
little
tonight, man.
snacking
Thank you for the
floor. We got
generosity.
snacks everywhere. We got drinks. We have 3 bars on this level, so we'll cover them all real
Thanks
quick.
to resub.
And guys, keep it in
Meester.
mind. I mean, this house was built to entertain and to party.
Could you
That's
look
what
up the
this
Girls
little
Gone
room
Wild
is.
commercials? They're
This
censored.
is the main kitchen.
Bro, just go watch
Keep in
porn.
mind,
Why?
right around the
What?
corner, there's
Why are you
the
asking me to do
refrigerator.
that? I'm on Twitch,
I never
man.
knew you can, I guess,
Just go
own
jerk off and
3,
come
4,
back.
4 burners. So they got 12 burners and 2 pot fillers and this massive custom vent design. I obviously marble everywhere. Look at the built-ins here. Espresso maker, 2 dishwashers, sink setup, these cabinets, You like these?
You know, and it's we always say we want to use one of these Miele espresso makers.
There's the resub radical and the bits B
Maybe.
scan and kill command.
After the shoot, look at the island.
No,
They
no,
got
no,
this
no
nice,
house tour rabbit hole.
countertop
Just wanted to
with
see
that.
this one because
thing
it's
is
Dan
massive.
Bilzerian's.
It's a lot, and there's snacks over there that Mike has been talking about.
Yeah, a lot of
Thanks for Resub Cryptic.
refrigerators and stuff for keeping drinks cool for your parties. You know.
Ton of built-ins throughout. All right, now we have the seating areas here. I didn't even know you can put that big of a gas fireplace.
That's a fireplace. Wow.
Yeah, there's multiples joined together.
That seems like a hazard,
Everywhere.
but a lot of cool marble.
I mean, this feels like a big event space.
Maybe the 10 gift subs Strink? Thank you,
Pool
Strink.
table, bar setup.
Appreciate the
Obviously,
generosity.
Everything is Wish branded, so there's Wish logos, pillows, everything. More snacks.
You want some Cheetos?
I'm good for now. I look at this bar. I mean, it would be nice to live out here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. Give us a call, Wish. Next time you'll have a party, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
I wonder if Wish throws
Because
bangers.
It's designed to entertain. They have these literally public bathrooms with like multiple water closets, these open vanity setups. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
This is Los Angeles.
Wow.
All right, let's go all the way to the other side. By the
Wish
way,
sucks.
Of course, these floors. All
I've never
directly
used Wish, I'm not
spaces
sure.
with the sliding
I don't
glass
really
door.
order a lot of
Honestly,
shit.
Ceiling height here is probably
I just know
12
that
to
meme
14
where like if you order
automatic
something from
shade.
Wish, it's like the
Some
lowest
outdoor
quality
space.
version of that item.
Continuing, we have the dining area here with a chandelier above. And now we're back at the main entry. Now let's go check out the other side. Again, staircase going up to the top floor, skylight. I believe there's 2 more bathrooms. Let's just show it. Why am I even talking about it? Just
You know, this just inspired me. The branding really worked. I'm gonna order something from Wish, see if the memes are accurate. I'll get like a list of things I'll order from Wish and see what shows up. Because all I know about Wish is like the shit you see on Twitter and the memes where it's like ordered from wish.com and it's just like a box of dog shit. Thanks, Resub Beefy and the Prime Jelly.
bathroom number 1, stone everywhere. And there's another bathroom. Mikey's kind of exploring this as we go. He doesn't even know what's in there. He's like curious
Thanks,
looking.
Resub Spooks.
Another bathroom here. Again, 25 bathrooms. So we're gonna show you guys as much as possible.
Thanks, Resub
I don't know why
Pyronomic.
they hide that many. I feel like we've only seen like 4 or 5.
Get dildos from Wish. It's a good idea.
Formal dining room, chandelier, opening up to the views. That's a gorgeous table, by the way.
And
It's a pretty cool table.
Another bar, with built-ins, all that. This is kind of cool. Like, this is kind of like your private dining area
like
with
a
these
wine
glass
tasting
doors.
room, kind of.
They actually have these automatic doors. I just realized that.
Oh, they're key coded too.
I like this back.
I will say, as far as
lighting. It's pretty intense.
absurdly expensive houses go, this one isn't nearly as pretentious as the other ones we see.
Possible.
Because
There's not shitty art everywhere. So far, just these 2 pieces.
Possible. Yeah, I can see that.
Climate controlled, yeah.
I can see that. Well, they also have these wine dispensers.
Little wine stations.
All right, let's continue. Got more built-ins. Let's see. Another seating area. God, the amount of stone in this house is mind-boggling. Of course, everything is book matched. So they have this like, it does look like an addition, but it's not. I see automatic shades above. I see sliding glass doors because you can kind of seclude this side.
What else we got? Anything like
This might.
wild or wow?
Now,
Wow, that's pretty
top
cool.
floor. We kind of have this enclosed space here.
There's
Some
the
bathrooms
Resub
on the
Blake.
left. Nice bar setup here. Beautiful fabricated stone seating areas. Another fabricated island.
I'm pretty
there.
sure we watched that,
These are a little
Tandy.
bit more better,
Isn't that from
a little bit
Barcroft?
more elevated, but more importantly, this is where the outdoor space shines. So you open up these sliding glass doors. This house technically doesn't have a backyard, but it has a massive rooftop deck. I mean, this thing is
I can check it
incredible.
out, psych.
Let me take you guys out here first. So this is the outdoor gym. I mean, it's not like couple dumbbells, you know, and then a couple gym equipment. I mean, this has the Wish outdoor swimming track, then Bilzerian's old house.
This is pretty cool.
Give it a shot.
Well,
I feel like that'd be
Missing everything,
super
guys.
easy.
That's right.
all right.
A lot.
Go ahead and-
House. This is where you throw.
As far as outrageous mansions go, that one is at least looks fun. The others are just like really pretentious art museums. Like Alicia Keys, her entire house mansion was nothing but art. Awful, terrible art everywhere. It must suck when it rains. Oh, true. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that'd be fucking terrible. Yeah, just wait till tomorrow, Guns. I'll post it. Can't click links, Big Daddy boy. Thanks to Prime License and the bits, B-Scan, Tori, and Psych. Oh yeah, I've seen cold ones do it. Thanks to Tier 1 Professor Grape. And the resub Joe Biden. Does it ever rain in LA? I don't know, man. I'm not a fucking meteorologist in LA. I couldn't tell you. How I got into gaming. That speed was pretty good. That might have been like a 250 WPM, I think. That was pretty good. That one felt nice. Only one typo. Oh, this is an hour and 10 minutes. This is a full-blown documentary. We did not see this. We saw... It might have been this one. Because it's about Shirley, right? I'm sure it's a wholesome story, though. Thanks to the resub, Nick. The Battlefield 4 Illuminati Easter egg is insane. It doesn't sound very cool, but just for you, I'll look it up. Oops. This? From 5 years ago? Good lord, what the fuck?
Hey guys, Jack here, and today I'm going to show you probably the most elaborate Easter egg that Battlefield 4 has to offer, and it all starts on the new Legacy Operations map, Dragon Valley. On the map, at the H Temple flag, there is a small phantom skull on the wall here. Very interesting. If you stick around this area for long enough, the lantern above will start
I didn't
flashing.
play enough Battlefield
Yes,
4, I don't
you
even
guessed
recognize
it,
this.
This is Morse code.
There's
The
some
language
walk.
is Belarusian, and when you translate it, it says, "Did you miss me? Good luck. JJJU." JJJU, of course, being one of the masterminds behind some of the more mysterious and elaborate Easter eggs.
Oh, wait, I remember this channel. Don't developers tell him the Easter egg for him to make a video on it? It's that guy, right? Thanks to the resub Resin Louis in the Bits Cobain. I remember reading about that on Reddit. That might have just been a conspiracy, I guess, but I'm assuming it's this guy. No, he figures them out. Okay, it might have been someone else then, or I'm just completely misremembering. I remember on Reddit a while ago, there was this big thread about how developers of, I don't know, some game doing Easter eggs, I thought it was Battlefield, reached out to like content creators to tell them the Easter egg and pretend like it was something they found to make a video for it. But might not have been this guy, or might have just been a completely different thing.
Eggs in the BF4 expansions and new maps. Obviously, this is a hint. There's something to find here. Take a look at this. If you're on an unranked server, some of the lanterns around the temple will be lit when the round starts. It's usually 2 or 3 of them, the rest are not powered. If you restart the round, the lit lanterns will change position every single time into a random position. It's definitely a clue. Now, scattered around the map in several very well hidden places are 7 tiny interactive buttons, and they only appear on unranked servers. Let's take a look at their locations now. The easiest one to find is here at the temple.
I already watched
underneath
a lot of
the
you,
lip of
Charlie.
the bricks. The next one is under the rock here at the E flag next to the power station. Button number 3 is located under the water, close to the waterfall. It's hard to see, but if you get close enough to the wall, you'll spot it. Moving on, there's a button under
Resin,
the pier here,
Louis.
close to the G flag. You have to prone to go in and turn around to find it. Another one here
Great
at
to
the
hear,
back
Camino.
left building of the C flag behind the furnace. Very sneaky. The penultimate button is at the B flag on the 2nd level of the pagoda.
Thanks,
Go
Resub
prone here
Beast.
and crawl up to the edge to find it. And finally, the 7th button, which is definitely the hardest to find, is located inside a tree you have to destroy between the A and B flags. Take a chopper up the hill and jump out, slide down, blow up the tree with some C4, and you'll find the button hidden inside the
You sure this
tree.
isn't the guy that
It's
gets
noted
told
that
the
pressing
Easter
these
eggs? Because this
buttons
seems
has the effect of
impossible to
lanterns
find on
that
his
are back
own.
at the temple. Each button will change the current state of a
Especially
number of
knowing how many
lanterns to either
buttons.
on or off. But get this, which lanterns the button affects changes each time the map is restarted, as do the original lit lanterns, so every solution to the problem is different. There is no definitive global answer here. But what are we meant to be doing here? Obviously, we've got to light all 20 lanterns and see what happens. So how do we go about doing this then? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than just pressing all of the buttons, and it takes some time, some drawings and coordination. It's a logic puzzle. You have to flick the right switches to ensure that you light the right lanterns without taking any of them away. The method we used was to draw down each lantern as they are, number them and mark down which ones are already lit when the game starts. It started on paper like this, but then we moved to something a lot more professional. So in this case, we had 3 lanterns that were lit, number 10, number 11 and number 20. That is the default state of the lanterns, and you need to know that. The next step is to go to one of the 7 buttons, turn it on and mark down which lanterns it's had an effect on. Writing this down and color coding it is definitely recommended and will make things much easier for you. So in this case, the first button we went to was the tree, and that had an effect on lanterns 7, 9, 12 and 18. So we put a black dot in there to signify that. Now make sure that before you move on to a different button, use the same button again and turn it off. This is very important because you need the default state to test exactly what each button does. Next we headed to the peer button.
And the 10 gift subs against Strinko. Thank you, man.
When you turn it on, it has an effect on lanterns 1, 2, 9, 12 and 14, so we mark a blue dot there to record that.
Holy
turn
fuck.
It off and move on to the next button and so on and so on.
Alright, I just want to see what the payoff is. This looks very intricate.
Employees have had access to until now, and it's actually one of the most
it's a
standout
camo
camos in the game. Pretty cool. Equip your camo and be the Easter egg hunter you were always meant to be. Congratulations. Now remember those words from
this is the camo you get
earlier, individual code. Yes,
he's tier 1 Grim
has
and
a
Prime
unique
T-Dog
code for the final keypad, and that means if you want to unlock this
Thanks,
special
Tax.
camo, you have to go through the whole process
Thanks
to
to
do
the
it.
bits, Gaspar.
Because whichever player enters the access code 83980
Don't worry about it, Gaspar. You're all good.
000 in the first keypad on Dragon Valley by the Lantern will be pretty tough. It's a long process, but you...
Man, that's a really shit camo. It's not even like a camo, it's just white clothes. Like, there's no cool design or anything, it's just, we just gave it some white clothes, I guess. That looks like shit. It's a dev-only camo? No, I get that, and that's cool, but look at Halo 3's dev-only camo. Halo 3's was fucking awesome. Is there even still videos of it left? Was it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. No, wait, where is it? It was the one with the Flaming Skull Recon? Like, that one was fucking awesome. That just looked like shit. Thank you for the 10 gift subs, Grim. I appreciate it, man. And thanks to the tier 1 John and the resub Booty Flosser, Brooke, Spetsnaz, and Steven. And the Prime Oda Viagular. Says the man who only wears white. Yeah, but I only wear white because it's convenient. Like, I just go to Walmart and get a pack of like 3. That, I had to spend 20 hours looking at codes and doing geometry. And then I get white shirt and pants in Battlefield. You don't show up on thermal scopes with camo? Bro, I don't care if it gives you God mode. It still looks like shit. That wasn't my point that it's useless, it's just that it looks like ass. Thanks a bit, Tori. Seal goes boop in squeakies? What the fuck is that? I'll look it up, I guess. Oh, this is the seal that bumps into the glass. Yeah, I've seen that on Twitter. How noiseless props are made for movies and TV shows.
Look
Rubber.
at these two paper bags. They don't appear very different, but they sound different. One of these is a real everyday paper bag,
And one of these
and the other one
is a clone.
silent prop.
Made out of leather.
This fake paper bag was an innovation thought up by prop maker Tim Schultz.
Props is always about solving a problem.
And one of those problems is everyday objects that don't look distracting, but sound
Thanks to the
distracting.
bits.
I often say
Gas
that
bar.
a sound guy can hear grass growing when you're on location.
B-scan
Silencing
and
some
Cobain.
props, like drums, can be fairly simple, like adding a drum mute. But others require getting a bit more creative. Like with pool balls, which were too loud for these two bar scenes in season 1 of Friday Night Lights.
Nice shot.
Property master Scott Reeder needed to find a ball
that didn't
would
sound
create a
very
softer
loud.
sound on impact.
Like pool isn't
First,
that
he
loud.
experimented with plastic balls from a ball pit. They were much quieter, but he
Thanks to
couldn't
huge
get
tier
paint
3
to
tough
stick
nuts.
to the surface.
Thank you, tough nuts.
Then he remembered a trick he used on
appreciate that.
1991's Necessary Roughness during a shot where a character is thrown onto a pool table in a bar fight. Reeder swapped real pool balls with racket balls so the actor would land on something softer.
We didn't really clue in at the time that, oh, you know, these would be good for sound.
Thanks, Risa
Listen to
McChicken
how
and
real
Fire
pool balls
Rage.
sound
That's still pretty quiet.
compared to the racket balls.
Ew.
Better.
To get it to look like the real thing, Reeder added
There's
a
brown
layer of
cloudy.
primer to make sure the paint stuck, followed with a glossy spray to give off the signature shine of a
Some
real pool
snowflake.
ball.
You got to pick them up to tell that they're not real.
And Reeder also had to know when to swap the props in.
If actors are playing in a scene, we'll typically do real if the camera is going to see them hit the ball. And then when the camera goes to where it's just on their face, we'll throw the fake ones on the table so they can actually play pool. That way the sound man can catch the dialogue.
Prop masters don't always need to find a replacement.
Thanks, Risa Straw
Some
Bunny.
silent props are made by just modifying
smart.
the real thing. For example, in this scene in Tammy, actress Melissa McCarthy needed to wear a paper bag on her head to hide her identity and another one on her hand to hide a gun. Schultz said it was important for her to use the real thing. But a real paper bag would sound something like this.
Just get pie. You want some pies?
Oh, I pie.
Well, get a pile for you. Get a pile for.
Quieting these real bags down meant adding more
Discount
weight to them.
serial
So
killer.
Schultz sprayed the bags with a mix of
Yeah, it's
water
like a
and
weird
glycerin,
DC
which is
villain.
typically used to add the appearance of sweat or water droplets on anything from human skin to beer bottles.
Takes quite a bit of time. Well, it takes time and finesse because you don't want to overdo it.
He also taped the bags inside to hold them together and prevent them from crumbling. But this fix was only temporary, since
Thanks
the
to
bags would
resub
eventually
Yalla
lose their color and
and
fall
chickens.
apart over time. And this wouldn't work for when actors have to handle bags
I did not know that,
consistently.
Orbit.
So for other projects, Schultz developed a quiet, durable alternative using fibrous, non-woven fabric. This is actually the same material as coffee filters. To make it look like the real thing, Schultz wraps the fabric around a mold. Then he glues and folds the sides by hand.
We're trying to copy the bottom of a standard bag. That
God, there's so much that goes into
will be
this
made
shit
by a machine
that no one
before you get
appreciates.
the corners so that they're square.
Rough.
A lot of times when we're using them, we'll crinkle them and make them look more used so they have a more realistic
Prime
look.
Hoodspith.
Instead of cutting it smooth, it's going to cut it with a little jagged edge to it.
This fabric can be used on other paper products as well, like when this butcher in the Kaminsky method talks to Alan Arkin while grabbing a handful
What
of cold
obscure
cuts. That
examples?
butcher paper? Fake.
Just like Bill
It's these small handheld props that
Hordbliger
give
from
broadcasters the
this
most trouble,
student
especially
project.
in scenes with dialogue. For example, an actor with a drink will likely hold it near their midsection, where microphones are often attached. It's especially important to make sure whatever is in that drink doesn't produce any unwanted sounds. So if you're watching a show like Entourage,
hey, I know that
with
one.
lots of
There's
scenes at
one.
parties and bars, it's safe to assume that these ice cubes are all fake.
Oh my
But
god,
not
I've been
all
lied
fake
to.
ice is the same. Plastic cubes don't melt, which is great for continuity, but they're still really loud. So when sound is crucial, Schultz often opts for another type of fake cubes.
There's a tier
These
1
ones made out of
half
silicone.
force and the resub Stormy.
These rubber cubes can either be molded in trays or ripped apart. Since the final product floats in a glass, they look more convincing.
God, such a
And best of all,
tiny
they're
detail
completely
no one
silent.
notices.
Background actors can move this stuff around without having to worry about the sound.
So when this waitress walks by with a tray full of cups with ice, you can hear,
What time's dinner? We're starving.
and not.
What time's dinner? We're starving.
While ice cubes only pop up in certain moments, other loud materials are everywhere, like plastic. Everything from sandwich bags to potato chip bags make loud crackles, so Schultz will create fake ones out of vinyl.
So this material, it's a dull sound.
I mean, it's still kind of loud, though.
And it comes in handy for other places you might not expect, like flower bouquets that are wrapped in cellophane. Take this moment from the
Yeah, I'll play the
Kaminsky
GTA
Method, where Michael
Remastered
Douglas's
trilogy.
character brings flowers to an ailing friend. If Schultz had used real cellophane for the bouquet, all the sound team would hear is,
What kind of flowers are those? I have no idea.
so he used a transparent vinyl material to replicate the look without all the noise.
What kind of flowers are those? I have no idea. So your daughter bought them? Yeah.
But no solution is one size fits all.
Noisy tissue, but a quiet bag. Still doesn't solve the problem.
Some objects need multiple layers of silent material to effectively kill any noise, like with these gift bags.
So, quiet tissue, quiet bag, done.
Nice. Problem
So next time you
solved.
see a scene set in a grocery store, a bar, or even just around the office,
These are 3 gift
look
subs,
twice at
Grievous.
the everyday objects you can
Appreciate
see
it, man.
but can't hear.
So was this guy like the main pioneer for this then?
We can all thank the prop makers for that.
He's a prime big man. That's interesting. Something I would have never really thought about. Have you heard of meditation drum? A meditation drum? No. Shamanic drums plus deep trance humming meditation for stress relief. Alright, let's see if it works. Fuck. I came. That was interesting. He's a tier 1 Willy Spice and the tier 1 SSJ Boy and the Prime Rider resub Jax. Yeah, I know that channel always. I just started Platinum and it looks pretty cool. He invented silence. Yeah, kinda, I guess. Using math to find when your dad is coming home. He's a tier 1 Simnet. Oh, it's a meme. I see.
In the last video, we went over what limits are and how to find them. So in this video, we are going to go over a real-life application of limits to find when your dad is coming home. Your dad went to the grocery store with $3 to buy some milk. It's been 15 years and he hasn't come back.
And Dank
So
Donut.
firstly, let's set up a graph. Where the x-axis represents how far your dad is from home. The distance. And the y-axis represents the time until your dad gets home. The time. Now, one point of confusion for people.
Are we going to use slope intercept form?
Usually the x-axis is the one that defines time. However, in this case, the y-axis represents time. Because
Prime
I
Sammy.
am Asian and I get to make the math rules. I am Asian. The next step is to set up the equation.
He's a
Your
Prime
dad
Panda.
left with $3. and is going to obtain 1 liter of milk, which requires 1 trip to the grocery store, which is 1x distance away from your home. So that means the equation is 3 for $3 over x. But realize if x is negative, that means y is also negative, and time cannot be negative. So the equation is actually the absolute value of 3 over x. If we graph that out, the function looks something like this.
Makes sense to me.
In order to find out
Looks like the Atari logo.
We must take the limit as x goes to 0 of the function f of x. Actually, let's switch to a different color here. F of x. Basically, as the x value approaches 0, what value does the y value approach? As you can see on our graph, the y value, or time it takes until your dad gets home, approaches infinity. The limit as x approaches 0
Exit Prime.
in respect to
Kairiki
the
and the
equation of
resub
the
wombat.
absolute value of 3 over x is infinity. So basically, your dad is never coming home. Never coming.
Well, at least the math solved it.
And there's your final solution. Let's move on to the next problem. Let's say you won the lottery. Your dad, hearing of this news, would spend that $3 on something else, knowing that he will be able to get a lot more than $3 from you once he gets home. That changes the equation to f of x equals the absolute value of 0 over x. And if we draw this graph, you can see the estimated time of arrival of your dad is always 0 no matter where he is. Be sure to check out my other 2 lessons where we use the transitive property of equality to find out who acts.
Math is always so interesting. I always loved math. Oh, good point. That is a good point, Monkey. The story of Minecraft for free. You keep saying that. Is it a cool story? The story of MinecraftForFree.com. Okay.
If you were looking to play Minecraft for the first time sometime between 2011 and 2012, but you just didn't want to pay, well, you probably stumbled upon this website.
I never did.
MinecraftForFree.com. At the time, it
Sounds
was
reliable.
the most popular Minecraft pirating website. All you had to do was click on the website, agree to a disclaimer, and bam, you were playing the full version of Minecraft.
Wow.
No strings attached. But one day, the site simply vanished
pretty
without
cool.
a trace. So what really happened to MinecraftForFree.com? Well, this story is just crazy. So let's get right into this.
I never heard of
December 12,
this.
2010, the domain for MinecraftForFree.com was registered, and not much later did the site go live. It was created by a
Resub
user
Steel
named
Soup.
Dylan, who would actually end up becoming a member of Team Abolition, a Minecraft griefing team. Now, the interesting thing about
Good
this
work, Dylan.
website is that it wasn't just a clone of Minecraft, but it was the complete, actual game, playable in your web browser within seconds. How was this even possible? Well, a few things. First off, in Minecraft's early days, playing the full game within your browser was actually a completely normal thing, fully supported by Mojang. They even gave you the option to play in your browser on
I don't remember
Minecraft.net
that.
as a Java applet. As a result of this, it was extremely trivial to simply copy the whole game onto another website and remove the paywall. The only issue that this would
What?
cause is that you wouldn't be able to join servers because you weren't actively logged into a Minecraft account. But it was still essentially the entire game. So people simply not wanting to pay for Minecraft flocked to Minecraft.
What a huge oversight.
When you'd visit the site for the first
Thanks,
time,
Resub Jade.
you'd be greeted with a disclaimer explaining that the owners of the site can't be held responsible for it, and that it's for educational or demonstrational purposes only. Now, I just don't understand why this disclaimer was even here in the first place. Obviously, copying the entirety of
Man,
Minecraft
it looks smooth.
and making it free is illegal, and I don't see how this disclaimer gives them any legal backing for this website. But either way, the site did stay online for almost 2 years,
Wow,
until
not bad.
one day in 2012, Dylan, the
Thanks,
website
Resub
creator,
Stone.
received an email at 4 in the morning It was from Notch, and he was pissed. Unfortunately, the original email was lost to time, but while interviewing Storm Surge, another member of Team Evolution, he told me that the email went something like this: "Take down Minecraft for free immediately. You will be hearing from my lawyers." Notch was obviously not happy, especially given the fact that Minecraft for free was listed very high in Google search results. There was actually one point where if you search terms like Minecraft for free or free Minecraft, the website would literally be at the top of the list, even above the actual Minecraft website.
Wow.
So Dylan immediately
Good
told
work,
Storm
Dylan.
about the email he got from Notch. Something had to be done quickly before he received a lawsuit at his doorstep. And that's when Storm got an idea. Now this is where things get absolutely insane, so stick with me.
They were going to
A few
delete
months prior to all
Minecraft.
of this, the game publisher Bethesda attempted to sue Mojang over their new game called Scrolls. They claimed that by Mojang naming their game Scrolls, it infringed on their copyright over the Elder Scrolls series. Now this is of course absolutely ridiculous.
You want to know something crazy real quick? This is 2012. We still haven't seen another Elder Scrolls game since. So it's not like they're really using it. I say just let it ride.
Copyright a word. So after some back and forth between Bethesda, Notch came up with a pretty unique idea. Challenge the best 3 from Bethesda and Mojang to a game of Quake 3. Whoever wins keeps the rights to Scrolls. He was serious, but Bethesda backed down on the offer, and eventually the case was dropped anyways. So how does this relate to the Minecraft for free situation? Well, Dylan and Storm knew that the site had to go down no matter what. But just to up the ante, Storm told Dylan to reply to the email challenging Notch to a game of Quake 3. Notch's best 3 versus Team Evolution's best 3.
That's
If Team
fucking
Evolution
great.
wins, they get Minecraft capes. If Mojang wins, Team Evolution would have to hire a dubstep artist to make a song in Notch's honor. This offer was obviously insane, and
It's a
Dylan
good
was
offer.
skeptical about sending this as he didn't want to get sued and had no context at the time.
That
on
is the
Mojang
gamer
Bethesda
way of
lawsuit.
handling it.
But Storm told Dylan to trust him on this and send it.
Thanks for some Space
So,
Goat.
he did. And what's shocking is that
Give some
10 minutes
Rogers.
later, Notch responds, accepting the challenge. And about a week later, Notch and Jeb got into a match of Quake 3 with Team Evolution.
That's so fucking
Notch
cool.
even live streamed the match publicly, while Storm recorded it and uploaded it to the Team Evolution YouTube channel. Both are actually still watchable to this day. Now here's the thing. At the time, Notch had no idea of Team Evolution's existence, and thought he was just battling random people that pirated Minecraft. So when Notch's livestream viewers saw the usernames he was playing with, the chat went insane. Some viewers were very mad that he was giving this griefing team attention. Others cheered them on. Now Notch wasn't looking at the stream chat, so he still had no clue. But he did eventually realize, and was cool with it in the end. Anyways,
Thanks to Prime
Notch's
Puppy.
team ended up winning, probably because it was Dylan's first time ever playing Quake.
Why
So the
choose
capes
Quake
were a
then?
no-go, and Storm had to hire a dubstep artist to create a song for
Thanks to
Notch.
Prime Yago.
The song was
Tier 1
appropriately
Marshmallow.
titled
Before or after? So I'm still losing, right?
Shame that we didn't win.
I would have
No,
loved
I
to have
kinda
my
like
screen
winning.
tone on my face.
That is so fucking cool.
But the fact Notch accepted a challenge like this over blatant plagiarism of his game is just awesome. Maybe one day they'll have a rematch. Then Notch can prove his Quake honor once again. After all of this, MinecraftForFree.com was taken down forever. Clones of the website were of course made, but they were also short-lived. Mainly because Mojang officially dropped support for playing Minecraft in a web browser once patch 1.6 was released. And soon after that, all in-browser Java applets stopped being supported entirely, and the functionality was removed from most major web browsers
rip.
like Chrome and Firefox. This made any websites that still hosted a free version of Minecraft effectively useless. So that's the story of MinecraftForFree.com. It was short-lived, but it had a pretty incredible ending if you asked me.
That is one hell of a way of going out. Imagine if they did win, though, they would have had permanent, like, skins in Minecraft. That would have been fucking crazy. If only they had chosen a game they were good at. Thanks to resub Altrua. We'll watch the Slap Mountain here in a little bit. The Southwest Airlines human trafficking. That sounds a little intense for Twitch, man. Thanks to the Prime Pig Boy. Thanks to the resub NA and the Prime Kobe. To the Hellfire. What am I looking for? You just wanted me to listen to the new Lorna Shore song? Why? God, I got something in my mouth. We get tier 1 Rogers. And the resub Lil Uzeline. Yeah, I like Side Talk, but I've seen them all now. There's a tier 1 Squid, I guess. We already caught up on Court Cam. Thanks for resub Banana Girl. You watch Guilty Crown? I tried watching it a long time ago, but I didn't get into it. Thanks for resub JC. I saw that, like, politician's anime campaign. Pretty crazy. Thanks to the resub. 3 ounces of whoop ass. Alright, this better be a crazy mansion. I'm not trying to go down another mansion rabbit hole, but that does sound interesting. Okay.
What's up, everybody? It's Hennes here. Welcome to another episode. This week we're in Sunny Isles Beach, Florida, and about to tour this incredible 43rd floor, 3-story penthouse right here. As you guys can see, property gets amazing views, has beautiful finishes, and we have a pool on the 3rd floor, which is even more amazing. Now, specs on the unit. We got 5 bedrooms, 7 full baths, 2 half baths, 9,000
wow, look at that.
square feet of interior space with an asking price of $25,500,000. As always, we will leave more information about the property and the property link down in the description of this video. And before we start our tour, I want to thank the listing agent, Jeff Miller,
hey, tier 1 Blazer Boy.
Amazing listing and share it with all of you. And now, let's begin our tour.
Thanks for the gifts to begin, Jaren. I will never understand living in a penthouse. That is like the most inconvenient spot to be. You have to take like a 10-minute elevator ride to get there. I guess they probably have private elevators if I had to guess, but even still, it's so inconvenient. Thanks to the 5 gift subs again, River, and the tier 1 auctioned, and the resub Aspectacore and Jamming Jam.
Before we continue with the tour, I want to thank
The
Skillshare
View,
for
I
sponsoring
guess.
this week's video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands
Thanks
of
to give sub,
inspiring
hot dog.
classes for curious and creative people. With Skillshare, you can explore new skills,
this is an
develop
ad.
existing interests, amazing views. I mean, we have the Atlantic
Thanks to give
Ocean
sub Kino
right
in the
in front
Prime
of us.
Booger.
It looks stunning, and it kind of goes to the infinity. It's just like a endless view to look at. We're here in Sunny Isles.
I just don't think that's a cool view.
And we're on 43rd
Like, it's
floor,
just,
so
I'm looking at
it's a
water,
little bit
like,
elevated.
woo!
Pretty high up here.
Absolutely.
I don't know, I don't think that's
Formal living
cool.
area, Nice seating setup. Obviously a very spacious.
I'd rather have like one of those crazy views we saw at what was it? Colorado, where it was like all those like fucking hills and shit. That was cool. This is just still water.
All open again, all focused towards these amazing views. And we have the sliding glass door here, by the way, opening up to the wraparound patio. Staircase on this side. But first, I want to take everybody to this side where we have the formal dining room area. We got this massive table for 12. Which is kind of nice. We're used to seeing a lot of these linear tables.
The tier 1 Mad Bomb, the resub udon noodle.
Kind of see each other. It's just a better experience. Gorgeous light.
You know the weather changes, right?
Again, all sliding glass.
What do you mean you know the weather changes, right? So what? It gets a little wavy one day, and versus still, it doesn't matter. I'm just looking at water. And then over here, I just look out at shitty Miami shit. I hate Miami, so maybe that's definitely playing a role. But looking out this way, it's just water. Compared to like Colorado where the views were kind of like nutty, this is just boring.
Open up to the wraparound balcony. On this side we can actually see Sunny Isles Beach, the whole coastline.
Now I will say, like if we had like a day after tomorrow situation and you could see like a crazy wave crashing in and just taking out Miami and I'm safe up here, I'd be like, wow. That was kind of fucking awesome. Like that almost paid for itself. Like, you get to experience, like, a wild tsunami, but you're okay. It's like, damn, shit.
Literally see waves rolling in, which is just amazing. And we got to go
Thanks to the resub,
from the other
Lou,
side.
Rex, and your boy.
And,
the 5 gift subs auctioned. Thank you, auctioned.
And this door right here opens up...
Kent Murphy baseball wisdom. I feel like we've seen that.
The first floor. Now, let's go this way. Formal living room area. Floating steel staircase with open riser design. Glass railing that takes us up to the second floor. And to separate the seating bar area from the formal living room, we have this gorgeous wine cellar assembly that kind of separates each room from each other. But even the details here with the leather wrapped handles.
Very cool, very cool. I do love my wine.
In fuel elevation.
Yummy, yummy.
Up here. Take a look at this onyx. I've never seen an onyx with this kind of a vein cut and detailing before. And it actually has a little bit of texture as well. Since it's onyx, it's also been backlit. Ice maker, let's see. Those refrigerator drawers that we always love. They got one here, one below. Again, it's a fully decked out bar setup. Now, right on the other side, bar seating, your TV. This wing, you see the ocean, but you also see the coastline. And more importantly, Mikey, I gotta show this view.
Yeah, let me see that view.
Show the view. You can actually see Miami's
skyline. Ew. Oh my god, ew, it's Miami. Oh,
amazing.
fucking yucky.
Right in front of us.
Pretty far, kind of hard to see from my camera.
And look, I mean, people are enjoying their boats, just at the beach, having a good time.
God, Miami's
so
terrible.
Out here, and let's actually walk outside.
I mean, this is cool. You just throw yourself off the balcony, get yourself out of Miami in a hurry.
Because it's pretty windy right now, but you guys get the point. Look at this view.
Jesus Christ, Jaren.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jaren. Holy fuck, man.
Wraparound balcony picks up all the rooms on this level as well.
And true, that'd be terrible, Zach. God damn, Jaren. Thank you for the 50.
And
holy fuck.
It was a little scary out there.
I mean, it's pretty high, but
give some
you
panda.
get that unobstructed view. All right, this door opens up. We got a powder room here. Beautiful finishes, floating vanity design, all fabricated.
The tier 1 drunk.
We toured one of the units on this building on a lower level, and we saw the same brushed nickel finishes. And they have the same finishes over here.
That's a cool sink, I guess.
You might remember it even better if Ennis were to turn it on.
Why does this man give him so much attitude?
All right, this door opens up to the movie theater. Now, this is a very interesting room. And I say interesting because...
Thanks to Prime Sroth.
To the floors for a second?
What happens if there's an earthquake? You throw money off the balcony and trying to bribe the earthquake to stop? I don't know.
And I think they left this room kind of open for the end user to pick the finishes that they would like. Walls are nicely paneled, surround sound. We have the projector there, screen on this side, and you even get some built-ins on this end as well. Same wood paneling that we're seeing throughout. They also have it here. This cabinet is open.
It's a Prime Tech.
Close that. And even here you have sliding glass doors. And if you don't want to have them, you have automatic drapes throughout to close it all off so you can black out the entire room.
It's a Prime World.
As we continue.
This isn't nearly as goofy as I thought it would be.
Incredible. The view
from the
bathroom is just astonishing.
It's too good.
Too good. And Mikey, I know you're gonna like this. They have this cloth wall.
And another Jesus Christ, Jaron. Thank you, man.
Sand and beach theme, which is really
Thank you,
nice.
Jaron.
Yeah, it almost feels like a suede.
And the
Or like
resub
silk maybe.
see dead
Yeah.
people.
Super nice. All right, let's continue. We got a lot more to see. Couple of storage closets. This door opens up to your seating area, entertainment area. I mean, this room, in my opinion, is just as impressive as the former living room area because not only it's spacious, warm with wood paneling, although you're looking at the city side, this view is just as impressive. I mean, you're looking at the bay, boats moving in and out. You kind of have the rest of the city on the back. Super cozy.
Very
And
cozy indeed.
Something unique.
something very unique.
What is that? A
Glass
time
elevator. These
chamber?
things work on
Time
a
machine?
vacuum system. So when you're in it, it makes a little bit of a like a air sound, almost like a. How would I explain that?
It's a weird feeling.
It's a weird
Basically,
feeling.
Yeah, like
You get suctioned up basically.
yeah, you get like sucked up in the roof, or I guess pushed down.
It doesn't put any pressure on you as a person as you're in there, but you can feel that air is moving through the elevator.
Yeah, like you're kind of bouncing. Like it feels like you're levitating. It's kind of
Kind of.
Yeah.
Good point.
Well, that's pretty fucking,
Bird's eye view,
pretty fucking cool, I
cabinets
guess.
Out. Drawers. Beautiful marble on the back. Floating shelves. I mean, finishes are great. Now, other side, you have your TV.
Thanks, the resub.
You have your
Reblosio.
partition if you wanted to separate these seating areas. And of course, you got a couch set up here. Again, I mean, you're in Florida. People like to enjoy, sit down, have friends over, right? It's all about that lifestyle. And this 3-story penthouse certainly delivers that.
What is that, a 20-inch TV for a $25 million mansion? Are you kidding me?
I would think up.
Oh yeah.
What?
Now, we covered this section. We got to show this.
You got me fucked up with that. Are you? Oh my god. I paid $25 million for this mansion and they give me, what, a Game Boy? Pushed against the wall there? Are you kidding me?
We have
My friends are gonna laugh
the
at me.
office here. I say office, but could easily qualify.
The fucking common rooms in college had a bigger TV.
Enough. Has a walk-in closet.
Holy
full
fuck,
bathroom
Jared.
here. And again, natural stone finishes. They clad the walls. They really didn't skip on the details. What I mean by that is they could
Jesus
easily let
Christ,
the
man.
side wall with just drywall, but everything is clad. Again, they tried to bring that
Thank
beach
you,
and
Jared.
sand element throughout the units, although they're very modern and sleek.
Thanks to the resub rail.
with metal chrome finishes.
Would you live there if given the opportunity for free? Nope. I would never live in Miami.
That we see throughout. All right, lights are off. Let me turn this on.
If they gave me this for free, I would immediately sell it for half price and just cash in on like $12 million.
You like this? I don't know.
You fold some towels, you get to look at the ocean.
Exactly, but in this unit, you have a view like that.
Yeah.
All right, this door opens up to one of the most impressive rooms on this level, the kitchen. It's certainly very spacious. Mikey, let's start on this side. I mean, you have a ton of
Really
cabinets,
appreciate it,
built-in
Jaron.
pantry
Thank you,
space.
man.
I'm sure you guys expect this by now. The whole place is wired with Crestron system. You can literally control anything you want, whether you're away or
Can I control where it's located? Could I move it out of Miami? Because if so,
well,
I might consider it.
Mikey, let's get a quick look. Sub-Zero, nicely dressed. And we got the freezer here. Let's take a quick look at that. And you know, what's so impressive about this unit is like, no matter where you are, you're one step away from just stepping onto your balcony and realizing you're this high.
that you wasted money.
We're in a pantry hallway in a kitchen.
Yeah.
And we're looking at this incredible, what do you think, Mikey, like 10
Just a lot of
million?
regret, really, yeah.
It really goes just about as far as the eye can see. It's pretty wild.
Thanks to the
This is
Prime
crazy.
Cannoli
We're
and
literally
resub
watching the
Zytalorex.
waves rolling in. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right.
The resub
Also,
iTuune
they
and
clad
Prime
the
Stale.
walls with quartz throughout. With these slabs, induction, you have your wolf
The resub
grill,
oops and gift sub River again.
commercial vent.
Thank you, River.
Ready? Air fryer.
Woo!
Really?
Yes.
We've never seen that in a house.
Why do I hate Miami? I made a whole video on why I hate Miami, but I'll sum it up for you real quick. The entire city is designed to be as awful as possible. So, most recent example, I went to that fucking Logan Paul Floyd Mayweather fight in Miami, and it took us 2.5 hours just to leave the stadium to go 2 miles back to our hotel, because the city is designed in such a dog shit way. So the stadium is like right on a major highway and there's no place to stop. So it literally funnels you onto this highway where no one can stop. So when you're trying to do like an Uber or a Lyft or something, they have to pull into a nearby parking lot and everyone's doing that and there's not enough spots for them to do that. So they end up just canceling the rides because they don't want to sit there and wait and make loops around. So it took 2.5 hours and we had to walk about a mile up the road just to get a single Uber to stop for us because it's such a terribly designed city. But not only that, it is just an actual hellhole. Everything is absurdly expensive. I went there for spring break in college. A single beer from one of their clubs was $18, and it wasn't even like a tall boy. It was a Bud Light. It was $18 from, I think it was called like Franklin's Nuts or something. I don't know. It was like Franklin's something or other. It was an $18 beer, and a shot of Fireball was $20. So it is not financially reasonable for anybody. A single ticket to one of the clubs, like one of their, I don't know, like raves or normal clubs. I think it was called Silver. It was $300 for general admission. It was absolutely unbearably expensive. I've never seen prices like that. Not even New York was that bad, or LA. But Miami was just on this whole different dimension. And everything is so overcrowded. So going from the hotel to a beach, which wasn't even a full mile, was like a 45-minute cab drive that we should have just walked. Because it would have been faster, saved us time and money. And it's just constant gridlock and the sound of honking cars. I don't know how anyone lives there. I really don't. It's fucking horrible. I hate Miami. I like Miami. Do you come from an affluent family? Like, I don't know how you afford to live there with those prices, man. Thanks for resub Game Racks. Or maybe you live on like the outskirts, I guess. That could be cool. I don't know. I didn't check that out, but oh my god, it was terrible. Thanks for resub Bromanai Nama Blades in the Tier 1 Bin Bay. Miami has nice people. Is that a joke? Bro, I watched a man get his ass beat outside of a Cuban restaurant. I don't know what he did to deserve that, but dude just got fucked up. Like, in the middle of everyone. No one did shit. I got so drunk at our hotel room because I couldn't afford to drink anyone else. I left the hotel room and I puked in the middle of the street and nobody did anything. They accepted me puking on their street as like a normal thing. Like, Miami is terrible. I literally walked into a Walgreens, asked for a bathroom. They said, "You're not welcome to use the bathroom here." And I walked outside and I puked on their street. Miami's terrible. I hated it.
How these things even work.
Yeah, it's kind of all the rage.
It's expensive.
People are
It's crowded.
Talking about this air frying stuff.
Trash.
Trash. Right. Countertop space continues. This base cabinet kind of extends out as an island. We have the bar seating on the other side. Plenty of cabinets. This is all polyform. So we love polyform. We're used to seeing them a lot in LA actually. In modern homes. Not a bad view from your prep sink. Waterfall edge. And let's focus on this side. Like I mentioned earlier, the whole wall is wrapped with quartz. Clad on this side, your built-ins.
I don't think there's enough marble here to warrant the price tag.
And let's see, more uppers. This one has more of the kind of a grayish.
St. Pete? St. Pete's okay.
Gray, blue.
New York's bad. I think Miami's worse.
No handles, very sleek, flat panel cabinetry, 2 dishwashers.
Nice, Pierre. That sounds like Miami.
You got a home like this, you're gonna entertain, you're gonna have friends over. You wanna have 2 dishwashers.
Always.
Sink setup, more built-ins, espresso maker. I mean, this is great. You got even more pantry space over here.
It's very basic. I expected it to be like really wild for this price, but it's just not. It's not goofy, it's not unique, it's just big and in Miami. Okay, wait a minute, this is kind of cool. It's a marble catacombs.
Texture to this primary bedroom.
That's a lot of marble.
Views on the other side, just as impressive. You can see sunny isles,
the resubs,
all these beautiful
Mahomey
homes, coastline, and following behind the bed setup, this is where this primary bedroom.
Now we're cooking.
We have the vet bar.
Lot of marble.
And, assembly, and the entire primary
wow.
bedroom is clad with marble, every single surface. We have the refrigerator drawers here, and as we go,
here's a Tier 1 Wayne in the resub Thule.
Open up to arguably one of the most impressive penthouse bathrooms we've ever seen.
Yeah, it sounds like Miami sake.
Without a doubt. Let's give it a quick look here. So we got the water closet here, toilet, bidet, marble everywhere with the views. Going around, we have
Yeah, that Cola W, that Cola W was huge.
They designed it like a spa rather than a bathroom. And
I wish I was able to
what's
stream the
awesome
whole
about
thing
here,
yesterday.
we have
That
a
and
built-in
Brawlhalla
tub.
was so big for
Now,
us.
this built-in tub is surrounded with gorgeous marble. I love all the details and intricacies and just the
Looks like a really
marble is
uncomfortable
incredible.
bathtub though.
And they have this overflow
Marble looking
design where
nice.
You can actually run this tub and overflow it because right around it we have this big reveal where there are actually 2 drains. So you can actually overflow it, enjoy your hot tub without worrying about splashing or getting your floors wet. Now,
I mean, I'm sure I could
first
splash on my
closet
floors if I
here,
wanted to. It won't stop me.
all decked out, white tones, hangers, LED
I
lighting,
think the tier 1 beef
drawers,
ravioli and the resub
these
R-dub.
leather wrapped handles, and there you go. If you want to place a safe, you even have the location for it. Overall, it's pretty good size, and we have the shoe racks here. And getting out, right across, I'm gonna zigzag this entire tour here because we got a lot to see.
Were you just dropping some
Walk-in
fish?
shower.
Dropping some
Let me
blister
take
wood
a moment
logs?
to step in
I already hit
because
99 fishing. We're
we
doing
got a
wood cutting now.
massive rain head right above us, recessed in seamlessly to the ceiling. Then we have all these bodies.
Yeah, not bad. Some cool marble. But overall, not that goofy or wacky. I don't know if I'll moist meter Arcane yet. Maybe. What's the furthest you've ever been from home? Canada. Have a good night, Grievous. We looked up a few from the city tour, just nothing too crazy online about it. Thanks for the bits, fire shots. And the resub JJ. The most successful joke ever. That sounds interesting. This is Carl.
I did share a gag with Dalai Lama because he was in such fine form. I decided that I would tell this gag. Now, it did prove to be my most successful ever. Check it out. So the Dalai Lama
Oh, I've seen
walked
this.
into a pizza shop.
Cosa shop, correct?
Pizza?
Pizza shop, yes.
Yeah, pizza shop. And says, "Can you make me one with everything?"
It's an edit of the original thing, but yeah, that's super cute. It's been a long time since I've seen that. I don't know what that show is in Australia, but that guy's so cool. His name's Carl, I'm pretty sure. Thanks for the 3 gift subs, beef ravioli. And the resub tuna. How first date? Okay. Oh my. Oh my, alright. I see we're getting taught by the guru. This man invented dating.
Laugh, clown, laugh. How to be funny on a first date. This is Dr. Paul, author of Boomer Girls, a boomer woman's guide to men and dating, and host of Ask Dr. Paul.
Hey,
Now,
Dr.
being
Paul.
funny on a first date can be
Hold on,
somewhat
the subtitles are spoiling. I don't want to get the fucking punchline ruined.
dangerous. Don't get into the minefield of telling jokes.
Thanks, Teresa
per se.
Basmodius.
Some light jokes, that's good. Obviously, keep them clean. Maybe a little shade or two of gray, but overall clean. When you're funny, that's good. It's good if you're making kind of fun of yourself.
Yeah, it's a little quiet.
You're kind of light in that regard. Having fun and being funny is critical. And you can have fun if you're funny. Don't be obnoxious. Trying to overdo being funny.
Well, tell us some jokes, Dr. Paul. What the
And I
fuck,
think
man?
we've all seen movies where actors are supposed to do that and look awful. They come off as being real dolts, and you don't want to do that. A woman can be funny and a man can be funny as long as you're truly enjoying the moment. And that's what it's all about, enjoying the moment. So if you have a few jokes and they're funny and you say some topically funny things, that's very good because it's the moment that you're making the humor about. If you want to be critical of someone without being really nasty about it, that can be funny too. I mean, let's face it, some people do funny things.
Dr. Paul,
You have to laugh at them.
what the fuck is this,
So,
man?
being funny is important, having fun, but don't go to the point where you are obnoxious. This is Dr. Paul. May your fantasies of today be your realities of tomorrow.
Like a Star Trek sign-off. What the fuck was that? That wasn't like a tutorial. It was just like, hey, it's important to make her laugh. Man, what the fuck is that? Paul? He's a tier 1 carrot in the resub tuna and Sinister. There's still plenty out there, Wayne. Thanks to the bits puffin'. How do you feel about Orlando? Orlando's cool to visit, shitty to live. Miami is shitty to visit, shitty to live. So Orlando's just a little bit better. Thanks to Prime Commander. I lived in Orlando when I was a kid. Thanks to resub, do what I want. At least for a little while. Can't imagine living there now. First date conversations.
Don't get stuck in traffic. Or how to keep a conversation moving on a first date. This is Dr. Paul, author of Boomer Girls, a Boomer Woman's Guide to Men and Dating, and host of Ask Dr. Paul.
Thanks to the 3 gifts of beef ravioli.
What are we going to talk about? Well, the way in which to keep a conversation going is...
Oh my god. Yeah, I already want to cancel the date. Jesus Christ, Dr. Paul. Thanks to resub, Jared. Thanks to the Prime Cool Zombie. Boomer Girls Gone Wild. Yeah. Can't click links, Big Kin. Just tell me what it's called, man. You don't have to donate. Just put it in the chat. Thanks to resub, Aubriana. Thank you for the 20 though, man. Death of a Game, Free Realms. Does it have a cool story, or is it just kind of more of like an analytical look at it? I know the series, but unless it has a cool story, I don't know if it's like good to watch for stream. Thanks to tier 1 Wondercorn. The Man Who Went to Malta. Doesn't really sound very interesting. Thanks to resub Molpessy and tier 1 Mage Spice. The Frontier Fallout? Is that another video game thing? Strongest Animal Punch? That's the bullet shrimp, right? Thanks to resub Stiff Nipples. Can't click, man. Can't click links, but we already caught up with Channel 5. Thanks to tier 1 Badlin. This is what a second-person video game would look like. Isn't that just going to be like a text adventure? Jesus. This?
Most 3D character-driven video
Tier 1
games can be pretty
Madco.
easily placed into one of two categories, either first-person or third-person. In a first-person game, you see the game world through the actual eyes of the player character as though you were that character, and in a third-person game, you see the player character from the outside, often from behind their back or from a fixed isometric perspective. But the existence of these two perspectives begs a question. If this is what a first-person game looks like, and this is what a third-person video game looks like, what exactly would second-person look like? Now, I'm not the first person to wonder about this. The question of whether or not a second-person shooter could actually exist is one that has plagued video game message boards just about as long as the internet has existed. It's also served as the premise for some pretty good comedy sketches over the years, like this one from Mega 64.
Introducing the world's first second-person shooter.
and this one from The Onion.
To enter second-person shooter mode, you just simply adjust the narrative slider from first to second.
You are walking down a long corridor. Suddenly, a Nazi leaps out from around a doorway and unleashes a hail of machine gun fire in your direction.
Is there some
To
chasing
help
bubbles?
us actually figure out what a second-person game would really be, I think it would be
Resub
helpful to
Rosa.
look at this grammatically. In written language, the term first person denotes any writing where the point of view uses phrases like I or my to tell a story from the
And it
perspective
uses
of the
you.
protagonist. Third-person writing, on the other hand, uses third-person pronouns, for example, he went this way, she went that way, etc., to talk about characters from an outside perspective. Now, second-person writing does exist, but it's kind of a weird one. In second
Yeah, it's
person, the
trash.
primary pronoun used is you. You do this, you go there, etc. The second person is actually a lot less common in narrative
Thanks to
writing.
two
It's
gift
actually
subs,
something
Beef
you're more
Ravioli.
likely to encounter in, say, a list of instructions or a choose-your-own-adventure book. Now, the analogous video game camera perspectives for first and third person writing are obvious, but what about for second person?
This would just be like
we know what an
an
I game
NPC
looks like, and
in
we
a
know what
fun
he
game.
looks like, but what about a you game? Strangely enough, I actually found the answer to this before I even came up with a question, and believe it or not, it came to me courtesy of a game you may have heard me
Isn't
talk about
second
once
person
before, and
just
that game is
backseat
Driver
gaming?
San Francisco.
True.
See, for all the interesting missions in Driver San Francisco, and there are plenty of them, there's one mission in particular that I swear to God I think about all the time. The mission in question is called The Target, and it's the final mission of Chapter 6 of the game. In the game, you play as a cop named John Tanner, who, for reasons I won't get into here, basically has a superpower that allows you to take over the bodies of any other driver and has begun using that superpower
pretty
to
cool.
foil a possible terror plot from a gangster named Jericho. Over the course of the game, Tanner decides that the best way to unravel Jericho's plans is to do it from the inside, and in order to do that, Tanner takes over the
Thanks to
body
the
of a
resub,
low-level
Pablo.
henchman named Ordell and uses his driving skills to help move Ordell up the ranks. The final mission in this story arc sees
Resub
you
Hulkster.
inhabiting Ordell's body one last time to complete a major assignment from his boss Layla, who is this international assassin and Jericho's second in command. Tanner's plan? Warp into Ordell's body and, without arousing suspicion, drive Layla and Ordell directly into
You think
police
I'd like
custody.
this game?
Now, the
Maybe.
mission begins as normal with Tanner and his partner Jones driving their iconic orange
Reminds me
Dodge
of Fast and
Challenger,
Furious
and soon enough,
Crossroads.
you warp into Ordell's body with Layla in the passenger seat, where she gives you some clarity on your mission.
Ordell, I need nothing but your best today.
Thanks to the resub.
What's going down?
Jericho's got a
Robbing us
problem he
in the
wants
5
fixed.
gift subs
Get me to the
beef
target and I'll fix
ravioli.
it.
Thank
So
you
you drive
again.
to the destination she's given you, closing in on your target, and as you get close, this happens.
Slow down. We should acquire the target anytime now.
This looks good. Hi Dawson, and thanks for the bits
The yellow
wonder.
Dodge, up ahead. Stay
Impro.
close, but don't be obvious.
That's my car.
What? That's the cop that's been getting in our way.
Do we follow him to the target?
He
Kill
is
him.
the target.
Oh.
It's you. You've been assigned to kill you.
Wait, that's fucking
Now, after
genius.
That cutscene ends, you are back in Ordell's body in the first person with Layla sitting to your right. But then, you press the throttle to accelerate, and the car in front of you moves. You steer to the left and to the right, and the car in front of you moves to the left and then to the right. And
That's super
quickly
clever.
It sinks in that the car you're controlling is actually the car you're following. Your perspective as the player is entirely separate from what you're controlling.
This would
as the
suck
player.
for a whole
In other
game, but a
words,
mission?
You're
That's pretty cool.
pursuing you. Now, as you can see, the car that you're sitting in is moving too, but crucially, you're not the one who's controlling that car. The car you're sitting in is moving automatically, seemingly operated by an AI.
What game was
driver
this?
who's
Driver San
tailing the car
Francisco?
you're actually controlling. It's basically like a chase mission in any other video game, just like you've seen countless other times, except for this time, it's flipped on its head. This time, you're the one being followed while simultaneously seeing it all unfold from the perspective of the car doing the following. And while it's hard for me to guess how well this comes across on video, all these elements combine to make something that is very, very odd to play. There's something shocking and disorienting about seeing a first-person perspective on your screen, but also not controlling that perspective while remotely operating the
That is
car
such a
you're
cool
tailing. It's the
idea.
closest the video game has ever gotten
Damn it, I
to
forgot to
feeling like
click
a
the tree
true
again.
out-of-body experience, and it's an experience
Wasted
that has
XP.
stuck with me ever since I first played this game back in 2011. Now, when I first played Driver San Francisco 8 years ago, I kind of just played through this mission once, start to finish, marveling at the unique perspective that this mission granted you, but then moving on to the rest of the game. But I've always felt like if I ever came back to this game, I'd want to pick this mission apart and see what makes it tick, and that's part of what I hope to accomplish with this video. See, as cool as this mission is, it's also pretty linear. The whole thing takes place with you driving down this completely
Thanks, Resub.
locked
Up too
down
late?
race course with no exits or detours, pretty much just a straight shot to the exit. I've always assumed that the developer Reflections designed the mission this way due to the technological limitations of this weird second-person camera that they built just for this mission. Perhaps there was no way for them to get this camera to behave properly in the actual open world with all the various streets, elevations, and alleyways you could
Shit
dip
driving,
into,
kid.
not to mention the other street traffic.
You're not welcomed in the
On top of
Toretto
that,
family.
They built this mission with a pretty strict countdown timer, forcing you to hit the checkpoints in rapid succession.
There's the 5 gifts of
something
the
that I
beef
always assumed was
ravioli and the
placed there to
resub
keep you
monkey.
from ever veering too far off the path and breaking the game somehow.
Oh, that sounds awful,
Still,
real
I've
boy.
always wondered about the actual limitations of this mission, and I knew that this time around I wanted to test out whether or not there was any way to escape, so before finishing the mission, I paused, started it over, and then this time, instead of starting the race as intended, I swung the car into a 180, driving the car backwards in the wrong direction. Now, when I do this, the AI driver immediately begins panicking, rapidly spinning the steering wheel, trying desperately to keep my car visible in frame, and then eventually it turns around 180 degrees to reveal what looks like the entire open world of Driver San Francisco, seemingly 100% accessible to
Oh
the
god,
player.
wait.
Now, I drove away from the racetrack and began exploring.
The AI is killing
I forced
everyone.
myself to hit some kind of invisible wall or failure state for going off course, but it never happened. It all actually worked. I merged into traffic and the second-person camera followed me, immaculately bobbing and weaving through the other cars on the road. It was around this time that I noticed there was no timer. It turns out that Reflections had generously designed this mission, intentionally or unintentionally, so that the mission countdown timer doesn't actually begin until you reach the first checkpoint, meaning that if you never hit that first checkpoint, you can drive around forever. This led to what I can only describe as a transcendent video game experience. It felt
Well,
like
that's
I was
a bit
seeing
pretentious.
something that I was never meant to see. This ability to explore the city as
The
much as I
universe
wanted to, all
slowly
from this
melted around
wholly
me.
unique, extremely surreal second-person viewpoint. It felt like a magical experience and one that almost nobody else has experienced for themselves.
True, this is entirely
now,
unique.
revisiting this mission and managing to escape the confines laid down by the developers all those years ago, I really wanted to try and push this thing to its limits. I couldn't resist trying to break things a little. I drove the car off ramps, into oncoming traffic, all of it, but surprisingly, it held together perfectly. That is, until I tried one specific thing. See, I haven't talked about it before, but this mission actually does have a failure condition. In the lower right corner of the screen, there's a health meter, and it represents the health of Tanner's car, the car you're chasing/driving.
That's exactly
but if
the
you get
kind
into
of
one
shit
too
you
many
say.
collisions while
Yeah,
driving this car in
ironically,
the second person,
not
you can
seriously.
actually run out of health, causing Tanner to die and the mission to end in a loss. Now, this is actually pretty hard to achieve on the default mission path they laid out, but driving into oncoming lanes of traffic and ramping off car transporters had taken its toll on my vehicle, and I only had a small sliver of health left. Wanting to explore this mission as long as possible, I gingerly
resub,
pulled
Ricky.
Tanner's car into a narrow alleyway and then decided to try out the one thing I hadn't attempted yet. I turned around and drove the car in the second person directly at myself.
Thanks for the 6 gift
This
subs,
put the
beef
AI driver
ravioli.
in a weird
Appreciate it,
position.
man.
It now had to drive
Thank you
backwards
again.
just to keep me in the frame, and it was also narrowly sandwiched between the two walls of the alley, giving it almost no room to maneuver. I kept driving towards myself, putting on the pressure closer and closer, and then...
Whoa!
Nice work.
It broke. All at once, the second-person
Wow.
vehicle shoots into a wall, clips through it, and
Sent
then
them
launches
straight to
hundreds of
hell.
feet into the air. Briefly, one frame at a time, we can get glimpses of the chaos that unfolded. We see the car inside the wall, then we see the car's front console flipped over, we see what appears to be the ocean floor, and then the pavement as seen from underneath. We see rooftops, the driver's arm, the sky, trees, abstract geometry, and then the city from above, flooded with unloaded geometry. After that, we see the car spinning and spinning in midair, giving us glimpses of San Francisco from above, before finally getting so
San
high
Francisco's
that
never
nothing
looked
can be
better.
seen but endless ocean. And then, black. Suddenly, all at once, the car snaps back to Earth. The health meter for Tanner's vehicle turns blindingly white, and then the second-person viewpoint fills with an orange-yellow hue, Tanner's car. Quickly, it becomes clear that the second-person car has somehow spawned inside of Tanner's vehicle, dealing infinite damage to the car. A deafening crash sound can be heard, and shattered glass flies everywhere, and then, for a brief moment, right before the mission ends,
And then he
the
gets
camera
arrested.
inexplicably shifts into Tanner's car.
The guy playing the
where
game
car is
gets
balanced on
arrested for
its
this?
nose, its windshield shattered, thrust impossibly through another vehicle. And then, horrifically, the camera clips through the back of Tanner's partner's head and shows us the backside of his eyeballs and tongue. A truly terrifying second-person perspective if ever there was one. Shaken by my otherworldly encounter seemingly brought on by pushing this already existential
Shaken?
mission to its limits, I reset the mission and played beginning to end one last time, this time careful to do it the right way, not wanting to disturb whatever eldritch being I'd upset by breaking the mission in the first place. After all, I thought, I know that every mission in Driver San Francisco ends with a continue and retry option, so if I really wanted to explore this mission again, I could always hit the retry button to give it another shot after running through it normally. So, I proceed to complete the mission as intended, a mission, by the way, that ends with the antagonist Jericho actually taking over your body and attempting to drive you into a lethal car accident.
You mean Jericho?
Sit back and
Fuck.
enjoy the show. Not many people get to watch themselves die.
A problem that Tanner decides to solve by, disturbingly enough, shifting for the first and only time in the game into his partner Jones's body. Yes, that partner.
What the hell's going on?
Anyways, I go to finish
What
the
a
mission
fucking
the normal way,
game.
staying on the path, fully expecting the restart option that appears after most missions to show up. Instead, I get to the end of the mission, and for some reason that I still can't explain, the only option was continue. The reset option had vanished. Panicked, I quickly hit Alt F4 and exited the game, hoping I could load up my save file and play through the mission again, but it was too late. It had already autosaved
Oh,
the file, and the mission
no!
was gone with no way to replay it again.
And that mission has been banned from the game forever.
Look, Driver San Francisco is a game full of weird, interesting, strikingly designed missions, but to me, the target has always stood out as the perfect example of what makes this game special. Video games are an entire medium built around taking over others' bodies, and Driver San Francisco is a richly existential and metatextual reflection of this idea. This mission in particular brought these ideas to the fore in a way that I wasn't fully prepared for and that I'm only now beginning to wrap my head around years and years later. Even writing the script for this video felt like a mind-bending exercise in trying to explain something that is borderline unexplainable. You really have to play it for yourself to get a full sense of how crazy this mission feels. In designing this mission, Reflections took decades of 3D video game conventions and turned them on their head.
It doesn't really seem unexplainable though, like, you just play from the perspective of someone else looking at you.
Please play Driver San Francisco.
If you're here,
This honestly felt like more of a review of the game.
Oh, God.
Play it? Yeah, maybe I'll
Alright, so a
play
couple
it.
quick updates on the Driver San Francisco situation. The petition to get Ubisoft to relist the game that I mentioned at the end of my last video
Hunted
is
by the
now at
government
over
now.
70,000 signatures, which is insane. Please, if you have any interest in this game, please sign this petition. It now feels like 100,000 is within our grasp, which is crazy, and I can't believe I'm saying, but it could happen, which to me feels like an unignorable
Did it
number.
happen?
But in the meantime, as you might have noticed, Ubisoft has not relisted the game. They have been ignoring the 70,000 signatures we have.
This is 2 years old. Is it relisted? Is Driver San Francisco back? No. Nah. Nope. Man, fuck Ubisoft. Ubisoft does nothing but make shit open world games. Give me Driver San Francisco. That looked kind of cool. Thanks, resub Stank Bomb. No, I'm not playing any Rocket League tonight. Thanks, the resub Raven. That's not true. They also abuse their employees. Oh, yeah, good point, good point. Thanks, the resub Juby. Ubisoft is known for two things: workplace abuse and shitty open world games. Thanks the resub Cathasa. You can buy the disc for Driver San Francisco. True. I guess that would be a way of circumventing that. Illegal train surfing across Europe. Okay, okay. What? This? This is 2 hours. Oh my god. I remember this channel though.
Actually, it was such a bitch setting this thing up. I tried so many different spots. Every time I like touch something or tie a rope around something, dust just comes on me because everything is so damn dusty here. And
I'm sure it's a cool video, but I don't want to watch 2 hours of it. I've seen his content before though. You going to bed? Alright, I'll come say goodnight in just
tomorrow,
a sec.
we do this shit not for the adrenaline. I do this shit for the feeling of
Freedom.
setting a
Damn.
goal that nobody else can set for myself and doing it, you know?
Isn't this stuff illegal?
nice.
Is it toss?
That world.
I don't know, I guess not. There's a tier 1 Marty. Nice. Is the resub feeling it? I've already watched all of Side Talk. Mario 64 Cosmic Ray? Is that a speedrunning thing or no? How Cosmic Rays affect Super Mario speedrunners. What the fuck is this? Spin Up Science with Dr. Ben Miles? What is he, a PhD in Mario speedruns? What the fuck is that? Thanks to resub Load Snake. We've already watched those slapping massages, Bubbly.
Back in 2013, a speedrunner by the name of Dota Teabag was speedrunning a game of Mario 64 when
Quick text
suddenly they
message.
encountered what should have been an impossible glitch.
I remember
they
this
were
one.
teleported up through several platforms, saving a huge amount of time completing the level.
What the? What the?
Did you get invisible walls?
What?
Please say you got invisible.
No, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen, though.
The Super Mario 64 speedrunning community is absolutely massive, and a glitch like this
They never
reliably be
replicated this.
engineered to save players time navigating through a level would have been huge. When the stream clip caught the attention of a particularly prominent speedrunner, they offered a $1,000 prize to anyone that could replicate the glitch. In the glitch hunt that followed, numerous hunters tried to replicate the situation that led to this event. None of them were able to. Even when they matched it frame by frame in
Veritasium
emulation
made one on
software,
this?
still they weren't able to replicate the sudden jump in height. After 8 years of trying, no one had been able to replicate this event. Why? Probably because it was influenced by outer space. Users
Wait, that's
concluded
crazy.
that
This
the
I didn't know it
boost
was
in
that
height
big.
probably happened due to the flip in a bit of a byte that describes the height of the player character, and that the likely
said Phoenix.
cause, the probable cause of that flip
Maybe the
was a
bit C-May?
particle of ionizing radiation, or more commonly called a cosmic ray. Cosmic rays originate from outer space, from stars and from supernova. They are typically protons, high energy particles, or helium nuclei that are traveling almost the speed of light through space.
Wait, this is like a legitimate thing? I thought this was going to be like some kind of fucking meme or a conspiracy.
Atmosphere, what happens is
The sun
secondary
blasted 5G
cascade
at the
of
Super Mario
particles.
Runner.
Things like pions, electrons, other leptons, alpha particles, and photons. Cascade
Okay, hold on.
their
Let me see Veritasium explain it. The universe is hostile to computers. Yep, and then there's the Mario 64 thing. Holy shit.
A plane plummets out of the sky.
These
A
are some purple
speedrunner inexplicably jumps to a higher platform.
What the? What the?
And an election recount is triggered. All because of the same invisible phenomenon that permeates the universe. On May 18th, 2003, voters in Belgium went to the
Perhaps
polls.
wonder.
In many regions, voting was
Oh, let's
done
see
on a
this.
computer, something the Belgians had been experimenting with for over a decade. But the system had a backup. Each voter would insert a magnetic card into the machine and make their selection on screen. Their vote was saved both to the computer and the magnetic card, which they dropped into a box for redundancy. Late that night, as the votes were being tabulated, one of the election officials detected a problem with the results from Scarbeck, a municipality in central Brussels. Maria Vindevogel, a little-known candidate with her own party, received more votes than was mathematically possible. They knew this because of the way the preferential voting system works.
Congrats,
so
Maria.
They took out the magnetic cards and started a recount. One by one, they fed each of them through the machines again. After several hours, the recount was complete. The vote totals for every candidate were exactly the same as before, except for Maria Vindevogel.
Oh man,
in her
she really
case,
fell
the
off.
recounted number of votes was less than the original by 4,096.
Damn.
So what went wrong? How had her original tally been inflated by over 4,000 votes? Computer experts were brought in to run extensive tests on the software. They combed through the code but could find no bugs. They got the computer that had made the initial erroneous tally and tested the hardware again and again, but they could not replicate the error.
Lol,
Everything about the
trolled by
hardware
a
seemed to be in
neutrino.
perfect working order.
You get pranked,
And this
nerds.
left only one possible explanation, and it is seriously weird.
Reptilians.
The clue comes from the excess number of votes Vindevogel received. 4,096. Computers work using binary, strings of zeros and ones, each corresponding to a power of 2. So somewhere inside the computer tabulating all the votes was a string of bits representing the number of votes Maria received. It started the day all zeros, and then as each vote for her came in, it would increment by 1. Physically, this is done by turning on a transistor for 1 and turning it off for 0. What's remarkable about the number 4096 is that it is exactly a power of 2. 2 to the power of 12.
Well, not yet, Wonder.
That is
in this
the
one.
13th bit.
But I'm not a
so
big meme
for
guy.
Maria Vindevogel to receive an extra 4,096 votes, only one thing needed to happen. The 13th bit had to flip from a 0 to a 1. But why would that happen? Computers work precisely because bits don't flip unless we want them to. Or do they?
Oh
Looking into the
shit,
problem,
God was
Belgian
playing a
investigators found
joke?
reports of similar issues from big computer companies starting in the 1970s. In 1978, Intel reported some strange errors popping up in their 16 kilobit dynamic random access memory, or DRAM. Ones would spontaneously flip to zeros with no apparent cause. The problem turned out to be the ceramic packaging the chip was encased in. With the demand for semiconductor packaging skyrocketing in the 1970s, a new manufacturing plant was constructed on the Green River in Colorado. Unfortunately, this site happened to be just downstream of an old uranium mill.
Oh,
Radioactive
classic.
atoms made their way into the river and then into the ceramic packaging for Intel's microchips. Intel scientists investigating the problem found that even trace amounts of uranium and thorium in the ceramic were sufficient to cause problems.
Wow.
In their DRAM,
It's
memory
Epstein's
was stored
ghost.
as the presence
Yeah, that's
or
probably what it
absence
was.
of electrons in a semiconductor well. The alpha particles emitted by uranium and thorium were energetic and ionizing enough to create electron hole pairs in the silicon. If an alpha particle struck in just the right place, it could create a large number of free charge carriers, causing electrons to accumulate in the well, flipping a 1 to a 0. This is known as a single event upset.
That's pretty
a type
cool.
of soft error. The error is soft because the device hasn't been damaged. The bit has changed, but you could erase it and rewrite it with no problems. Investigators exposed the chips to alpha emitters with different levels of activity.
They should have done
And just as you'd
gamma
expect,
emitters.
They found
Create
the
the
number of
Hulk.
bit flips directly correlated with the number of alpha particles the chip had been exposed to. The reason this problem was identified in the 1970s was because chip components had been miniaturized to the point where a single alpha particle could produce enough charge to flip a bit. Immediately, these findings attracted a lot of attention. Before the paper was published, it was widely circulated in the industry, and as a result, chip manufacturers were a lot more careful to avoid radioactive materials when producing their microchips.
This is about Mario. It's all the same
Therefore,
thing.
The bit flip that gave Maria Vindevogel 4,096 extra votes wasn't caused by natural radioactivity in the computer. So where did it come from?
The sun.
After Henri Becquerel discovered radioactivity with uranium in 1896, scientists
Reese
sought a
Living
way
Dead Girl.
to measure it. How radioactive were different materials? And one way to do this is with a gold leaf electrometer. When it's charged, the leaf is repelled, and you can measure the amount of charge by the angle of the leaf. Now, if ionizing radiation enters the chamber, it rips electrons off air molecules, creating positive and negative charges. Opposite charges are attracted to the leaf, discharging it over time. The higher the level of ionizing radiation, the faster the device discharges. In 1910, Theodore Wolff took his electrometer to the top of the Eiffel Tower. Since radioactivity was found in the soil and rocks of Earth, he expected that 300 meters up, the radiation would be just a few % of the ground radiation. Instead, he found only a slight decrease. In 1911, Austrian physicist Victor Hess decided to take this experiment further.
Hard to believe these guys were so smart.
Electroscopes into the
they didn't even
of a
have the
hydrogen
internet.
balloon. In his
or
first two
Reddit.
flights, he observed the same thing as Wolff. Up to an altitude of 1,100 meters, both trips revealed no fundamental change in radiation compared to the values observed on the ground. But the next year, he conducted 7 balloon flights up to an altitude of 5,200 meters. And here, he discovered something remarkable. While there was an initial drop in radiation for the first several hundred meters, above 1 kilometer or so, the level increased with increasing altitude. At his maximum height, the level of radiation was several times greater than it was on the ground.
And
the
whack
radiation
DeMarco. Alright, hold on. I need to go say goodnight to Tiana real quick. I'll be right back. I'm fucking back. Ooh.
Appeared to be coming
Thank you for the tier 1, Dawson.
But from the sky. Hess scheduled one of his balloon flights during a solar eclipse, and as the moon passed in front of the sun, he carefully watched his instruments. But the readings were unaffected. Even with the sun half covered, the level of radiation was the same. Since no influence of the eclipse on the penetrating radiation was noted, we conclude that even if a part of the radiation should be of cosmic origin, it hardly emanates from the sun.
How did you get a
Victor
PS5?
Hess
I bought
had
it from a
discovered
scalper.
Cosmic rays,
Thanks for some Baileys
high-energy
and stuff.
radiation from space.
Wouldn't recommend doing that.
But what were these rays exactly, and where were they coming from? Well, today we know they aren't electromagnetic rays, as many suspected, but particles. Around 90% are protons, 9% are helium nuclei, and 1% are heavier nuclei. Some of them are from the sun, but they have comparatively low energy. High-energy cosmic rays, moving very close to the speed of light, come from exploding stars, supernovae, in our own galaxy and in others. And the
How
highest
often
energy
does that
particles
happen?
are thought to come from black holes, including the supermassive black holes at the centers of galaxies. But it's hard to pin down exactly where cosmic rays come from because, as charged
Thanks,
particles,
resub
they're
kid.
deflected by magnetic fields in space. So
Every
they can
second.
wind their way
Wow.
through the universe for billions of years. A cosmic ray detected on October 15th, 1991, had an energy of 51 joules. That is a single subatomic particle with the energy of a baseball going 100 kilometers per hour. For obvious reasons, it was dubbed the OMG particle.
Thanks to the resub
But
Innocence.
primary cosmic rays like these
Hey,
don't
wait. The OMG particle, is that, that's what they use to, like, prove alien... Like, some people talk about that as, like, proof aliens communicated with us? Or are those two separate things? Because I remember for a lot of, like, UFO conspiracy theorists, they always talking about the wow signal, where they thought they had gotten a response back from space. These aren't related? Okay. Okay.
get down to Earth's surface. Instead, they collide with air molecules around 25 kilometers above the ground and create new particles, like pions. These collide and decay into other particles, like neutrons, protons, muons, electrons, positrons, and photons.
Positron is a
which in turn
character
collide with
from
other
City
air
of Heroes.
molecules in one long cascade. So from a single primary cosmic ray comes a shower of particles streaming towards the Earth. It is one of these particles that investigators suspect struck a transistor in a computer in Belgium, flipping the 13th bit from a 0 to a 1 and giving Maria Vindevogel 4,096 extra votes.
Maria needs to say
But
thank you to that
how often do
supernova.
things like this happen?
Write a
In
thank you
1911,
card.
Charles Wilson made it possible to see the cosmic rays all around us when he perfected his cloud chamber, an enclosure with supersaturated water or alcohol vapor. When a cosmic ray passes through the chamber, it ionizes the gas, causing vapor to condense into tiny droplets on the ions, revealing the path of the particle. Alpha particles, helium nuclei,
It's pretty
leave
fucking cool.
short, thick tracks, while beta particles, electrons, leave long, skinny trails. In 1932, Carl Anderson identified a trail that looked like it was made by an electron, but in the applied magnetic field, it curved in the wrong direction, implying it had a positive charge. Anderson had found the anti-electron, or positron. It was the first confirmed sighting of antimatter. 4 years later, also using a cloud chamber, he discovered the muon, again in cosmic rays. For his discovery of the positron, Anderson was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1936. He shared the prize with Victor Hess, the man who discovered cosmic rays in the first place, invisible particles that affect our lives in ways most of us are oblivious to. This is possibly the rarest thing to ever happen in a video game. In 2013, user Dota Teabag was speedrunning Super Mario 64 on the console. In the level TikTok Clock,
I'm glad his
he
name's
suddenly
Dota Teabag.
upwarps onto a higher platform.
What the?
Did you get invisible walls?
What?
Please say you got invisible.
No, that was the craziest thing I've ever seen, though.
The move shaves off a few seconds, and it seems like a newly discovered glitch in the game that could give speedrunners an edge. User PanandCook12 put out a $1,000 bounty for anyone who could replicate the upwarp. But so far, after 6 years, no one has been able to. The best explanation anyone can come up with is that a cosmic ray caused the glitch. It's been shown that a single bit flip in the first byte of Mario's height coordinate could have caused the effect. On the main level, the byte was 11000101, but if you flip the last 1 to a 0, it changes his vertical position. And just by chance, this new height coincides with the higher floor.
That's so
PanandCook12
fucking cool.
wrote a script to manually flip the bit at the right moment and was able to achieve the same upwarp. This is a particularly visible bit flip, but the truth is, cosmic rays are triggering bit flips all the time.
An upset there
Yeah, I know
can
Panan.
alter the function
I'm familiar
of
with this
these
content.
devices, and we call that a single event functional interrupt. So an entire process can hang. So a blue screen of death that you get might actually have been a neutron or whatnot.
When people see the blue screen of death, could that be caused by a cosmic ray?
Absolutely.
These days, there are a number of ways computer chips are made resilient in the face of bit flips, like error correction code or ECC memory. But you can't totally prevent bit flips from happening. In 1996, IBM estimated that for each 256 megabytes of RAM, 1 bit flip occurs per month. And the main culprit seems to be neutrons created in the shower of particles from cosmic rays. Starting in 2009, Toyota recalled millions of vehicles due to the problem of unintended acceleration.
Time to get serious. I'm putting the glasses on. How do we stop these particles?
He said that the car was continuing to
Let
accelerate.
me think on it.
And he couldn't bring it to a
What
stop.
if we delete
Many speculated
space
that cosmic ray
and just keep
bit
Earth
flips in
alive?
the electronic control system were the cause. So much so that NASA was called in to help with the investigation. But it turns out cosmic rays were probably not the culprit. NASA identified as the main causes sticky accelerator pedals, poorly fitted floor mats, and most commonly, drivers pushing on the accelerator thinking it was the brake.
That's so cute. Thanks,
But
Dawson
cosmic
and Wonder.
rays have caused crashes of supercomputers, especially at higher elevations. Los Alamos National Labs, located 2,200 meters above sea level, is constantly dealing with neutron-induced supercomputer crashes. So the software autosaves frequently, and neutron detectors have been installed throughout the facility. If you go even higher, like climbing up to cruising altitude in a plane, you can see the radiation from cosmic rays increasing on a Geiger counter. To 0.5 microsieverts per hour at 18,000 feet, up to 1 microsievert per hour.
So they just fucking wander on this planet willy-nilly and they don't even fucking pay for it.
And over 3 microsieverts per hour.
There's no toll system set up?
And towards the poles. At cruising altitude, this increases the chance of a single event upset by 10 to 30 times. This isn't critical if it happens in your laptop, but what if it occurs in the flight computer? On October 7th,
it's going to give me another thing to worry about while flying.
An Airbus A330 took off from
Even though I just
Singapore
never fly.
to Perth. Just over 3 hours into the flight, the plane suddenly pitched down, diving 200 meters in 20 seconds.
More proof why I don't go on planes.
Everyone experienced negative 0.8 Gs of acceleration. It would have felt like the plane had flipped over.
Thanks to Prime Chaos.
G-force was enough, even with our 3-point harness, to lift us both out of the seat and push us forward as well.
Minutes later, the plane dropped another 120 meters.
Jesus, those particles are
119
angry.
people on board were injured, many from bumping their heads into the ceiling. So the pilots decided to make an emergency landing in Learmonth. In the investigation that followed, the fault seemed to occur with the first Air Data Inertial Reference Unit, or ADIRU for short. This computer supplies critical data like airspeed, angle of attack, and altitude. The way it supplies each of these pieces of information is in a 32-bit binary word. The first 8 bits identify the type of information, and bits 11 to 29 encode the actual data. What seems to have happened is that a bit flip in the first 8 bits meant altitude information was mislabeled as angle of attack information. Inside the cockpit, alarms went on for overspeed and stall simultaneously, something that should be impossible. But the plane nosed down sharply to correct what it thought was a stall,
and the 5 gives
throwing
subs large
passengers
anime
and
titty.
crew into the
Thanks,
ceiling.
titty.
Investigators looked into software bugs, software corruption, a hardware fail, physical environment factors, and electromagnetic interference. But each of these possibilities was found to be unlikely based on multiple sources of evidence. The other potential triggering event was a single event effect resulting from a high-energy atmospheric particle striking one of the integrated circuits within the CPU module. One of the challenges with single event upsets is that they are soft errors. They don't leave a trace. But interestingly, the Airbus A330 was built in 1992, when there were no specific regulatory or aircraft manufacturer requirements for airborne systems to be resilient to single event effects. With the space shuttle, redundancy was built in from the start. For navigation and control, there were 4 computers simultaneously running identical software. If one computer had a soft error, the other 3 would overrule it. And using this setup, they could also track the frequency of bit flips. On one 5-day mission, STS-48, there were 161 separate bit flips.
That's a lot.
Above the atmosphere, cosmic rays are so energetic, sometimes you can even see them.
Once in a while, you have your eyes closed and you're not asleep yet. And if you wait a little while, you occasionally will see a flash of light. And we think it is heavy particles or individual bursts of energy coming from radiation that are either going through the eyeball itself or going through the optic nerve. And the way that your body registers radiation going through it is amazingly enough by showing you a little flash in one of your eyes, just to remind you that you are subject to the radiation of not only our sun, but every star of the universe that is.
Does that happen? I've never had that happen.
I picture back to the first astronauts who must have closed their eyes and seen that radiation and going, I'm not going to tell anybody about this because no one's told me about it. I'm not talking. And I can just imagine the first 2 guys that said, hey, sometimes I see flashes of light. Do you see flashes of light? And then it's, oh, we all see flashes of light. Oh, okay. Well, that's all right then.
For missions to
that
other
guy's
planets,
so likable.
Protecting electronics is critical.
If a single bit of information controls a critical function on your spacecraft, let's say your thrusters, and that goes from a 1 to a 0, from a on to off, or vice versa, you could lose the mission.
That's why the computer on the Perseverance rover that just landed on Mars is 20 years old. It's a PowerPC launched in 2001 with only 256 megabytes of RAM and 2 gigabytes of flash storage.
But
it is radiation hardened, meaning the design, materials, circuits, and software are built to withstand 40 times the radiation of an ordinary computer. It's been used on over a dozen space missions going back to 2005.
In fact, when we first started doing the PowerPC testing years ago, the way we did it, we just simply stuck an operating system processor in a beamline where we generate these particles on the planet and look for blue screens of death. You can kind of figure out what's going wrong and try to undo that so you don't get to the blue screen of death, because a spacecraft that gets into that mode is basically unrecoverable.
As the Voyager 1 spacecraft departed the solar system, one of the ways we could tell was by an increase in the flux of cosmic rays it experienced. Although on Earth the particles streaming from the sun and the solar wind are a source of radiation, further out, these same particles maintain a protective bubble, the heliosphere. It helps deflect and slow cosmic rays from interstellar space, protecting the solar system from ionizing radiation. But the sun has an 11-year activity cycle, so this protection fluctuates. The flux of cosmic rays on Earth is much lower when the sun is active than when it's dormant. In the history of our planet, cosmic rays may have played an even larger role, flipping bits not in electronics, but in the genetic codes of living organisms, providing some of the variation on which natural selection acts. Maria Vindevogel is now a member of the Belgian Chamber of Representatives.
The cosmic rays chose Maria.
People, not a particle.
No, it was the
Her
particles.
story is a reminder of the zillions of particles winding their way through the universe for
Tier 1.
millions or billions of
Mr.
years.
Fever and the
One of
gift
which
sub
might,
Yoba.
at any moment, change your life by passing through a tiny transistor and crack.
That was super interesting.
Discovering the origin
Congrats
of
to
cosmic
Maria.
rays, or where 4,096 extra votes came from, or how to protect the Mars rover from radiation requires problem solving, which is a perishable skill. And the best way to keep your problem-solving skills sharp is to solve a diverse range of problems.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a
you can do
sponsor.
with the sponsor of this video, Brilliant.
Oh, that's close. That was pretty fucking wild. And it all happened because of Super Mario 64. Without Mario, cosmic rays wouldn't exist. There's the Prime Really Dough and the Resub Lamari. Yeah, let's watch Slap Mountain. Now that we've had some very intelligent scientific discussion, let's put it to use. On the only place that matters.
And right off the beaten path, you'll find Big Wayne's compound.
Big Wayne.
A secluded mountaintop spot that plays host to the craziest bunch of thrill-seeking hillbillies you ever saw. You won't find
this
it
is the
on
season
map.
finale.
It's easy to miss. But if you get an invite, take them up on it. But BYOB, and bring a lawn chair. There's lots to see, including the most bizarre slap-fighting league around. And let me tell you, these boys know how to put on a show. So hop in the truck, y'all, because we're headed out to Slap Mountain.
I'm home, baby. This is American Paradise. Green Pie Okerlund on the mic.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Slap Mountain season finale. Today we have an incredible fight card lined up for you, and I cannot wait to get started. My name is JT Tilley, and our first matchup this afternoon is a Slap Mountain Bad Blood Grudge match. Our first competitor this afternoon is an absolute legend of
No, I'm
Slap
keeping the
Mountain.
glasses on.
He has over 30 victories, and his only losses to Little Donnie and Randall Randleman, who many say is
those
the
are-
greatest
yeah.
to ever slap.
Those are big
He started
names.
out slapping in back alley events and county
Is it Red
fairs
Solo Cup?
and worked his way up to the top of the amateur heap years ago. This man is
Oh,
as
hey.
legitimate as they come.
Looking like he sells
After
drugs
his
to
loss
kids at the
last
local
month, he
high
was
school.
contacted by Birmingham Vision Center and offered LASIK surgery. And you will notice that as of 2 days ago, Superstar KC is no longer in need of his trademark goggles. This will be the first time Superstar KC
Wait, I
has
feel like-
competed with the benefit of sight.
Oh, no. We saw him last time. I remember Superstar KC.
His opponent
Thanks,
is
Resub
stepping
Dins.
out of the tree line now. One of the breakout stars of Slap Mountain Season 1.
Red Solo Cup.
This kid has captured
on.
the hearts of female slap fans around
Oh,
the
it's
world,
Mr. Crystal.
regardless of his bad boy antics. This season, he's battled the hardcore hillbilly, JD Mayhem, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. It's Mr. Crystal. Mr. Crystal and KC have been like father and
Resub
son
Slushy.
since Crystal began training with the legend as a young boy. But things have changed. The superstar has removed Mr. Crystal from
Didn't
his
these two
dojo
fight
and
last
has
time?
voiced his disgust after watching his protege fake a hand injury in episode 5
Oh,
versus
that's what-
JD Mayhem.
Okay, that's what he's
Mr.
talking
Crystal
about.
was furious at the decision and called out KC for a Slap Mountain grudge match. So tensions are high. It's teacher versus student this afternoon.
Oh, they just
on
kissed.
Slap
They just
Mountain.
fucking kissed. Let's go. No tongue
There he is,
though.
folks.
So there's
Mr.
no
Crystal.
sportsmanship.
Our lead official for this fight, unfortunately, will be Brad. And while Brad
Is there
has a
some
quick
memes?
conversation with our competitors, I can share with you that one lucky fan will win the table apron from today's event.
Oh,
To
that's
enter, Just
huge.
follow Slap Mountain on social media, and this piece of top shelf memorabilia.
Yes, that looks very good. Used to put out cigarettes, I think. Very nice. One lucky fan.
Celia could be yours. Brad with the coin toss. And Superstar KC will have the first slap.
Oh, baby, he's gonna get fucked up.
Perfectly placed
Oh, that's
slap
pretty
by
good.
KC, and just like that, this
Superstar
bad
KC,
blood
not
grudge match is
bad.
underway. Mr. Crystal to return fire. Fantastic.
Mr. Crystal has the most playful slaps I've ever seen. Like, he doesn't mean harm.
In the action. Each competitor
Every
heads
slap
back to
literally
their corner,
probably
but it
just
looks like Mr.
heals their
Crystal's corner
face.
is
Like,
not
it feels
prepared.
good. Like, maybe he puts lotion on his hands or
Okay,
something. I
Roger's
don't
going to
know.
offer Mr. Crystal some of his water, but that is kind of risky. We do know that Roger has cold sores. Luckily, so does Mr. Crystal. Staring across the
Thanks,
ring
Reese,
at
please.
one of the most popular fighters to
Thanks,
ever
C-Man.
compete on Slap
There's
Mountain,
C-Man.
Superstar KC. Mr. Crystal is also very popular, and for the first time ever, you'll notice Mr. Crystal is competing with his shirt on.
That is true.
And
This
that
is big.
largely due to his live-in girlfriend, Tammy, who's been disgusted by the female slap fans who've been constantly approaching Mr. Crystal ever since his debut in episode 2.
Yeah. Sod and
Tammy has
panties.
put together
and
a list of
apocalypse.
10 rules that Mr. Crystal must abide by in order to keep Tammy in his life. We'll talk more about that later, but for now, here we go with round 2. And another solid
Superstar KC kind of slinging meat.
Okay, an aggressive response there from Mr. Crystal. Mr. Crystal goes back to his corner to grab a cotton ball. Each competitor on Slap Mountain wears cotton balls inside their ears to protect their eardrums from damage.
All right, Mr. Crystal, we're going to need something big here in round 2. None of that wet noodle shit.
Mr. Crystal hauls off.
Come on, baby.
Big slap to the neck
That's
by
just not
Mr.
going to do
Crystal.
it. That is not going to do it.
And apparently, Brad has no interest in that penalty.
Hillbilly, you better hope I don't win this. I'm coming for that belt next.
I don't think there's any chance he
Mr.
wins this. So
Crystal, who
there's
has not
no
won a fight yet this
danger
season,
there, I don't
calling
think.
out the champion. And
prime
immediately in the
turtle.
tree line behind me, a lot of people have an opinion on that statement. The tree line has just exploded behind me. Everyone has something to say.
Hillbilly, I'm coming for you next.
There's the Slap Mountain champion, Hardcore Hillbilly. Behind him, you can see Red Solo Cup and Little Donnie.
Oh my god, the whole gang's
Solo
here.
Cup will be competing in our next fight versus Big James Mayhem.
It's like
in
an
a
episode
feature
of
fight.
Swamp People, but with slaps
Round
instead of
3.
alligators. Oh,
You can
Superstar
already see
KC.
the outline of Kenneth's hand on the side of Mr. Crystal's left cheek.
Thank you for the 10 gift subs, Star Wolf. I appreciate the generosity.
Okay,
Oh,
there's
that
a
was
hard
pretty good.
slap.
That was pretty
just
good.
a little bit high.
Mr. Crystal's starting to dial in now.
Okay, we've got
He's
a penalty
finding
from
it.
Brad here. Mr. Crystal has received his first
Really
penalty.
appreciate it, Star Wolf. Thanks to the Prime MILF Macaroni in check. And I started it but never finished
Okay,
the show
we've got
like
to be
I
very careful with those shots. It was only 2 days ago that Superstar KC had LASIK surgery, so very dangerous with these shots to the eyeball. We've got a few seconds here to check in with Tammy. We've got a video here of Tammy demonstrating some of the rules that she's put down on Mr. Crystal, and we thought it might be fun just to share those with you guys. So here's Tammy.
The lore is so deep in the Slap Mountain universe.
Rules for my
Hey,
live.
Tammy.
If you come in my live, you have to follow them. If you don't come in my live, then oh well, it's your tough luck. If you don't like my rules for my live, then I'm going to tell everybody, like I told the people that comes in my live, if you don't like it, there's the door. Don't let it hit your butt on the way out.
I heard or understood
So
like
here's my
4 of
rules.
these words.
Rules in my live. Rule number
A
1.
little low on that one, KC, but I'm paying more attention to Tammy.
If you want to see, don't ask me to do your for you.
What?
So if you want to see, go to www.red.com
What the fuck is...
or
Why is that a rule? Oh, she's sponsored?
www.com or www.camp.com or www.com.
I guess this is like a sponsor deal. No skill share here, just...
Y'all.
Just porn suggestions, I guess.
Don't tell me what to do. Oh, don't
Concise.
tell me to do something I don't want to do. If you tell me to do something I don't want to do, you will not be in no more. Sorry. But that is how it's going to be in my life from now on.
All right. Well, that
Tammy
sums
has put
that
her
up.
foot down, and those are just a few of the rules that she has given Mr. Crystal in order
the
to
prime
hold that
rap and
relationship
resub
together.
eyes, and the prime dump
We'll
and
check in with
serious.
Tammy in a little bit, but right now we're heading
Prime
into the
major
bottom
soup.
of round 5. 1 penalty each, and another fantastic slap from Mr. Crystal. You know, I have to say,
Red
Mr.
Solo
Crystal's
Cup only
far
competed
less
once.
intimidating with his shirt on. Here he is grabbing another quick drink of Roger's Herpy water, and then he's going to step back to the table for round 6. You'll notice right around the left
He
eye
got
and the
pranked
top
on
of the
that
left
water.
cheek of Superstar KC is starting to swell quite a bit. And that just goes to show you that he's taken a couple of big shots there to the eye. There's a good look at it there.
Oh, Hardcore Hillbilly's coming in hot.
The Hardcore Hillbilly has walked up to the ring. He's going to take a good look at this fight.
Is this like in the WWE where we have like a
Hardcore
surprise
Hillbilly will
slam?
be facing Jay Blade in our main
Smackdown?
event later this afternoon.
Oh,
and
Superstar
another
KC.
fantastic slap by Superstar
Coming
KC.
in a little wacky.
Mr. Crystal's looking for a penalty.
Exit tier 1 aesthetic.
Okay, looks like Brad's
No,
going to
no
let that one
update yet,
slide.
Blue Man.
Mr. Crystal hauling off in round 6.
Oh!
Shot to the eyeball of Superstar KC.
Wait, Mr. Crystal's actually finally slapping
That
for
was
real.
a dirty shot, absolutely.
He woke
It's
up.
going to be a penalty. 2 penalties for Mr. Crystal and 1 penalty for Superstar KC. It's very dangerous for
Taking a
Superstar
quick shit,
KC.
I guess.
And we are going into round 7.
There's no limit on penalties. It just makes a factor if it goes to the judges.
Hey, thanks, Cream Pie Okerlund.
No. It just counts against you if it goes 20 rounds. Okay. It goes to the judges.
Okay, so there you have
If
it,
it
guys.
goes
You heard it
20
straight from
rounds,
Cream Pie Okerlund's
then it
mouth.
matters.
There is no limit on penalties in this bad blood matchup. No limit on penalties. They
Actually,
do
Prime
not
How.
disqualify
Bit
you. They
sloppy.
only count in the event of a decision. Superstar KC with another fantastic slap. Mr. Crystal's looking for a penalty, and this time he gets it.
Thanks, the resub.
2 penalties each.
Tenbra?
Okay, big shot to the neck, slugs him right in the
Damn, he
throat.
couldn't ride the momentum. Mr.
And
Crystal's
it looks
falling
like another
apart.
penalty. We've got 3
Who
penalties.
the fuck
for
is
Mr.
this?
Crystal, 2 penalties for Superstar KC.
What?
We'll
Is
take
this-
a quick break here and check in with Tammy.
Wait, are they just doing this in the middle of like a road or something? Is this a spectator perhaps? They're just doing it off of a dirt road and a drunk driver just wandered through?
If I say what I mean and stand what I say, if you don't like what I say, if you don't like what I stand for, what I say, then you don't know me that well. You think you do.
That is a factual
Rule number
statement, I
4.
suppose. But why is that a
At your
rule?
Age, not your IQ in my life. Rule number
That was
5.
aggressive.
Don't bitch if I'm private. Sometimes there's things you don't want to know why I'm private for.
Slap I've seen just that was perfect. A perfect.
Kenneth came to play. Kenneth came to play.
While we were away, Superstar KC landed an incredible shot on Mr. Crystal, and this fight is really heating up. It's the bottom of round 8.
dropping loot like a video game.
Hey, Resub 130 and Soulless Steel. Who said that? They know what video games are here? I figured they haven't seen like a TV in 40 years.
I have to say, this is a surprisingly competitive fight. It's very evenly matched. I believe Superstar KC has about an inch on Mr. Crystal. He's also taller. I can hear quite a bit of chatter coming out of the tree line. The audience seems to be split right down the middle between KC fans and Mr. Crystal fans, and there just seems to be a lot of trash talk with this particular matchup. Red Solo Cup seems fed up. He's having a bit of an argument here.
Red Solo Cup!
Telling Jeff to shut up.
Hey, when Red Solo Cup says something, you better oblige.
Nope.
What did he say? Blue McIntyre?
Okay, we're going into round 9.
What is that, like a football play?
Superstar KC is going to haul off here and start off the round.
Not
and
very
he
good.
is lighting Mr. Crystal up.
Kinda
That one
glanced
went
on
right
him.
across the bridge of the nose.
Maybe the two give subs MILF. And the resub Jareer.
Mr. Crystal returns fire, round 9.
Mr.
Another
Crystal's
neck
kind
slap
of
from Mr.
he's
Crystal.
kind of finding it. His targeting's a little
And no
off, but
penalty from Brad.
his heart's there.
At this point, I don't even know why Brad is here. He seems completely unnecessary, and I don't know what the hell he's counting.
Yeah, I don't either. Right now he's counted up to like 30 on his fingers.
Mr. Crystal's having a quick conversation with his corner man.
I don't know what's going on either.
Trying to. I think it is 10.
Stick around. Following this fight, we have a feature fight between
What is
Red
happening?
Solo Cup and Big James Mayhem. It's the rematch everyone's been asking for. Up next, Superstar
Oh,
KC at the
Casey's gonna
halfway
get in
point.
there. Yep.
And a right hook from Superstar
Mr.
KC.
Crystal is really starting to
Mr.
swell
Crystal
up.
is taking a beating.
Setting this ring up. Hey, all them years is gonna pay off.
Another
Oh,
neck shot
Mr.
by
Crystal's
Mr.
losing
Crystal.
some steam. He's losing steam.
Brad is completely oblivious.
There's no gas left in the tank. Fuck.
Red Solo Cup is making his way to the ring. I think he's going to enter
Is there
the
some
corner of
Odom?
Mr. Crystal here.
That's not counting. He's just performing his ultimate jutsu. There, you're gonna see him just go
Red
up in a
Solo
puff
Cup
of
is now
smoke.
in the corner of Mr. Crystal.
There's gonna be
Hardcore
15
Hillbilly is
shadow
in the
clone
corner of
Brads.
Superstar KC. Now, Cream Pie Okerlund has the fight tied on penalties and tied on cotton balls falling out of the ears.
They're taking the full break here. That must have been
Now
a rough
stick
round.
around. Our main event this afternoon will be the Hardcore Hillbilly versus Jay Blade for the Slap Mountain
Jay
Championship.
Blade? I
That's
don't
our
think we've
main
met
event
him.
on the Slap Mountain season finale.
He's recent
Superstar
kamikaze.
KC. Big slap on his former student.
Right on.
Proper bitch slap from Kenneth.
That was pretty proper. Impressive technique.
The cheek of Superstar Kenneth is starting to swell. The eye is starting to swell.
Oh,
Crystal returns
whoa,
fire
that was
with
pretty
another shot to
good.
the eye. And he follows that with a hearty
That one was for Duck Dynasty.
Now we've got a short break. Mr. Crystal's going to go over and speak with his corner
Thanks to
again.
resub J-Fro.
And Superstar KC seems to be nursing his eye.
And thanks to the resub Matthias.
Red Solo Cup with a quick damage assessment. Just letting Mr. Crystal know that it's actually his left cheek that's swollen.
Classic Red Solo Cup. Thanks to resub Creams, Aurelius, and Penguin Host.
This is a fantastic grudge match between a former teacher and his student. I would give Superstar KC the edge at this point, but this is a very close fight.
I'd actually give it to Mr. Crystal. His slaps have been far more aggressive, packing much more of a punch.
Holy smokes!
That was pretty good, though. That
was
wasn't
a
bad.
strong slap. It looks like Brad's going to call a neck penalty here.
Thanks to resub Mateo.
Okay, after a group discussion, it looks like Brad's actually going to call this one a penalty. And now we have 3 penalties, Mr. Crystal, and 3 penalties, Superstar KC. And again, going into the bottom of the 12th, it seems like we're tied on cotton balls falling out of the ears.
They're tied on cotton balls too, so.
Thanks, cream pie.
Bottom of round 12, Mr. Crystal on deck.
I don't think penalties matter. No, they keep
Crystal
forgetting
with
them.
the windup.
Oh!
Big shot straight to the eye.
Mr. Crystal gonna make his eyes pop out of his fucking
Let's take a
skull.
quick break here and let's see what that's about, and we'll talk to Tammy.
Wow.
Rule number 6.
Hey, Tammy.
Treat people in my life with respect. If you don't treat people in my life with no respect, then you are getting banded.
It's like when you get called on to read it out loud in like middle school.
I don't care who you are. Don't tick me off, because if you do, then you might be banded or your mom might be gone.
Whoa, 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 what?
I mean it too. If you don't think if you think I'm lying to you about this one, then try me. You will see what I mean. Rule number 8. Don't tell me who
Wait,
to
we skipped
love
number
and
7,
who
didn't
not
we?
to love, because I can love who I want to love. If you don't like who I love, then get over it, because I will love who I want to love forever.
We're in the bottom of round 13. Mr. Crystal hauling off. Big shot to the cheek.
Mr. Crystal is breaking away. He's finally learned how to
Mr.
slap.
Crystal's looking for a penalty here for dodging. And it looks like neither Cream Pie nor Brad are going to call that penalty. So both competitors are going to go back to their corner. Mr. Crystal telling Big Wayne that there's something wrong with his right shoulder. And that would be unfortunate to have a problem with his shoulder. We are in round 14 of a scheduled 20-round fight. Mr. Crystal and Superstar KC were very close for the better part of a decade. They've had a falling out as of late, and there is definitely some bad blood between them.
Xylophone? This is going to go to the distance. I don't think either one of them is going to go down.
KC, definitely the elder of the two men.
No, he's really bruised.
Here we go, round 14. Another well-placed slap. You're starting to see some signs of wear on the cheek of Mr. Crystal. Definitely, Superstar KC has improved vision. This has given him much greater precision here.
Thanks to the 2 gifts of Xylophone and the gifts of Babylonian.
Oh, a hard strike from Mr. Crystal. Oh my! Now we're gonna have.
I think Mr. Crystal's gonna win this.
Mr. Crystal and KC are going to war. We are heading into round 15. Our special guest ring girl, Emily, could not be here for the first fight of the afternoon. She's driving in from Oklahoma, and she got tied up. Hopefully, she'll be able to be here by the end of the broadcast. But until then, I'll let you know it is round 15. I would say Superstar.
I'd like to see Cream Pie Okerlund hop in the Thunderdome.
Penalties are pretty even in this matchup.
Instead of just on the outskirts. He'd be like a Morton Joe. This is Cream Pie. Oops, here real quick. If you don't know the lore, this is Cream Pie Okerlund, the guy that looks like Gabe Newell. And Peter Griffin did a fusion dance. I'd really like to see Cream Pie Okerlund in the Mega Mix.
15.
Thanks to the resub Dilbrew.
I would say Superstar KC would have the edge here. The penalties are pretty even in this matchup.
I told you, if you don't tell me what's going on tonight.
Superstar Kenneth with the windup.
Superstar!
Oh, another bomb by
Good
Superstar
follow
Kenneth.
through. That looked hard.
And
He's
Mr.
literally
Crystal
slapping
right back to the
pimples
table.
onto his cheek.
Oh, a baby hand straight to the eyeball. Holy smokes. Even Brad agrees that's
That was a
penalty,
big
so
baby
that's gonna
hand.
Give us 5 penalties, Mr. Crystal, 3 penalties for Kenneth. Now with 5 penalties, that means typically that would end the matchup and the fight would be over, but Mr. Crystal is going to now instead lose his round 16 slap. So Superstar
a double slap.
will get 2
Very
slaps
good,
in a
very
row,
good.
and that is because Cream Pie Okerlund decided that in this particular matchup, the penalties do not matter. So here we are in round
Hey,
16.
there's some Johnny Utah and Jay Daniel.
And Superstar KC is going to have 2 shots on Mr. Crystal. This is a big opportunity for KC.
All right, Superstar KC, make them count. Make them count, baby. Oof.
Okay, again,
Not bad,
Superstar
not
KC
bad.
reminding Mr. Crystal why he's the teacher.
Oh my
and
god,
Mr.
wait, look at this. He like slapped the FaZe Clan logo onto his one of his like cheek areas. I don't really know where his cheeks end and the jaw begins, but like in this zone here, this quadrant, it's literally the FaZe Clan logo. That's nutty.
Crystal is the student. Mr. Crystal's cheek started to look like potted meat. And another big shot by KC.
That's your call.
Mr. Crystal's looking for another penalty.
Yeah.
And he gets it. We've got 5 penalties to 4 now.
His eyes warning. 4, 5.
That's 5 penalties, Mr. Crystal. 4 penalties, Kenneth.
All right.
Oh, another shot to the eye. And this one has hurt Superstar KC badly.
That made it sound like a bowling ball
Mr.
falling
Crystal's
onto
corner
like
telling
a
him to keep
pillow.
aiming for the eye. Unfortunately, this is an issue. Superstar KC.
That's how you slap.
Absolutely in pain. You can see he's over talking to his corner person now. I think he's asking for his glasses. And that's going to be very unfortunate here. Cream Pie Okerlund seems to be helping Mr. Crystal here. He's giving him some advice. Hardcore Hillbilly does not like what he sees here.
Yeah, he's probably a little
Cream
scared
Pie
of
Okerlund
Mr.
playing
Crystal.
favorites with Mr. Crystal while KC's not looking. I'm not sure what to make of that. We're in round 8.
This is pure pandemonium out here. But Superstar KC's not giving up. Let's go, baby.
Superstar KC is about to haul
Feed him
off
his
in round
vegetables.
18.
Let's fucking go.
Oh no, we've got a neck shot here.
Yikes.
It's definitely going to be a penalty. It seems like maybe
That's number
Superstar
5.
KC's having a hard time with his vision.
Thanks, the resub, Tyler.
These don't slide on the ropes.
5 penalties, Mr. Crystal. 5 penalties, KC.
Now he gets 2 slaps, right?
Oh, no, another glove to the neck. That's going to put us at 6-5. Here's Tammy.
Jesus Christ, Mr. Crystal.
You smart off to me or anything, I'm gonna go off on you like hell as ice. You don't want
What?
to see me pissed.
Like hell
so
as
you better
ice? What does that mean? Is that a
follow the
riddle?
rules. And I mean it, because everything I wrote here, I mean what I say, and what I say is what I stand for. And what I stand for is what I say.
Well, that makes sense.
It's
That's
always
fair
great
enough,
to
I
hear
guess.
from Tammy. Mr. Crystal is a handful, but it seems like Tammy does have the right approach, and we always wish them the best. So, Mr. Crystal does have Red Solo Cup in his corner right now.
Red Solo Cup is the guy you want in your corner. Red Solo Cup knows his
A
shit.
great competitor, but he's also a master of strategy. In the opposite corner,
I
you
heard
see
Tina.
the
That's super
Hardcore
sweet.
Hillbilly, our champion,
Next
giving
to resub
advice to
Jimmy.
Superstar KC.
And the resub Sandball.
These 2 former close friends have gone to war this afternoon, and with only 2 rounds left in the fight, each of them are going to be looking for the knockout here. Mr. Crystal stepping back up to the table.
19, 2 more. That's all you got. Those judges. You got to lean in there.
Superstar KC is going to haul off here for round 19.
Superstar. Oh.
Another fantastic shot.
Not bad.
Mr. Crystal's looking for a penalty here. Doesn't look
No,
like
that
he's
one
gonna
looked
get
clean.
it.
That one looked very clean. Well, rest in peace to
Bottom of
Superstar
round 19,
KC's
Mr.
eye.
Crystal has an opportunity here.
Oh boy.
And he clubs Kenneth in the neck. That's going to be a penalty for sure. We're going to have Mr. Crystal
Rough.
at a 7 penalty. Superstar KC is at a 5 penalty. That means in order to win this fight, Mr. Crystal is likely to need a knockout.
Yeah, apparently this is where penalties are going to matter.
KC's in a
This is
good
the last
position
round.
here. This has been a fantastic fight. 20 rounds between former student and teacher.
Take that motherfucker Dragoon back with you.
What is that? What does that mean? What?
Oh yeah, come on, come on.
What was that?
Awful lot of chatter from the tree line this afternoon.
Round 20.
Everybody's got an opinion when Mr. Crystal fights.
Got to be a knockout. It goes to the judges.
Swing for the
All
moon.
right, Superstar KC. In
Swing
round
for the
20.
moon, baby.
Fantastic slap. Great
Right in the
slap by
moon.
Superstar Kenneth. And Mr.
All right,
Crystal
Mr. Crystal,
knows that the
he's gonna need
pressure
a
is
knockout.
on. He needs a knockout.
Can he deliver?
Here's his wind.
Does he have the power of the elbow grease?
Big
Oh!
slap to the eye by Mr. Crystal, but it's not going to be enough.
That was pretty
Superstar
good.
KC is swelling up like a Christmas goose.
God
but that
damn,
doesn't
that was pretty
matter.
solid,
What matters
though.
is your body of work. And Superstar KC
There's
has
a tier
earned
1
the
box
victory.
lit.
The judges are going to get together here and deliberate, but I think we all know what's going to happen at the end of this fight. Superstar KC, one of the legends of Slap Mountain, one of the best that ever was, has proven his point most likely. Let's listen in here while the judges deliberate.
I heard Swagger's painting me. That's super sweet. I'm excited to see it.
As you can see, our judges, Cream Pie Okerlund, Roger, and Big Wayne. Now this fight ended up 2 cotton balls to 1, 7 penalties to 5. So we're going to call Brad over, and they're going to inform the referee of the decision, and then Brad is going to have a big moment. It's been a dream for Brad to be able to introduce the winners of some fights, and for the first time ever, Cream Pie's
Oh,
going to
he's
turn the
getting.
microphone
Oh my
over
God,
to
this is
Brad,
big.
and Brad's going to introduce our winner. And I just am so excited that Brad's going to have this moment to speak directly to the camera and let you know that the winner is Superstar KC. Fantastic fight.
I mean, Superstar KC earned it. He had the much more consistent performance here.
Well, folks, there you have it. In the first fight of our
Let's do
season
some
finale,
randomize.
Superstar KC defeats Mr. Crystal by decision after 20 hard-fought rounds.
I am excited for the future of
I don't
Mr.
think we've
Crystal,
seen the
though. He
last of
finally
Mr.
started to get the
Crystal,
hang of it.
But as for today, Kenneth walks away with the win. We're going to take a quick break and change over the ring ropes to the barbed wire for our co-main event. Red Solo Cup versus Big James Mayhem.
Red Solo
It's
Cup
the
is back?
rematch from episode 1 that everyone's been talking about.
Oh my
It's
God.
coming up next. But first,
Yes!
a special feature. Best cameos of Slap Mountain
Red
Season
Solo
1.
Cup is back. Thanks, Resub Fritz. And thanks, Igniter.
It's all your fault. I said, I know. Give me your whiskey.
Patty was pretty fucking cool.
Can't drink it in there.
Here, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
Get your hands off of me.
Videotape me. Go ahead, get out.
Get your hands off of me.
Get your hands.
Get your hands
Everybody
off
got
of
their
me.
hands on you.
He told me that he only loves me and only me. Just please leave my man alone. He doesn't want to be bothered.
King of the Hill characters.
My love.
Hold on. Leave me alone. I'll kill you, whore.
You keep on.
I'll about kill you.
A lot of the cameos are just domestic violence.
You better be glad I ain't got a gun, because I will shoot you right between the mother.
Get the shooting in, bitch. Get your gun out, bitch. I'm ready to die.
Oh man, yeah, the cameos were pretty wild in season 1. Alright, hold on, I need to fill up my water. The season finale, they're pulling out all the stops. They got Red Solo Cup coming back in the Mega Mix, and JD Mayhem. I thought he was in jail. Like, god damn, what a Clash of the Titans. Give me 1 second though, I want to fill up this water. And thanks to the resub Peasant and Toxic and Lake. Right back. Alright. I'm back. Slap Mountain time, baby. Thanks to the resub Breeze.
Big James Mayhem, the patriarch of the Mayhem family and one of the most recognized faces of Slap Mountain.
Red Solo Cup, though, is the face of Slap
Squared
Mountain.
off against one of the most feared men on the mountain, Red Solo Cup.
Yeah, baby.
These two old boys slapped each other in the face for
He's the
several
Prime
rounds
Minor.
before Red Solo Cup cried foul, complaining he'd been slapped in the ear repeatedly.
It's ringing.
It don't matter about the ringing.
Yes, it does if you hit somebody in the ear, Kevin.
His finger hit it.
It looks like Red Solo Cup.
Classic Red Solo Cup and Kevin banter.
Red Solo Cup playing in the ear.
Right there.
Slapping the ear. Ringing.
Do you want to quit?
Red Solo Cup and Big James Mayhem stood there and slapped each other back and forth for 13 rounds, with Red Solo Cup using every trick in the book and bluffing his way to a disqualification victory. With so much uncertainty surrounding the fight, millions of fans around the world have demanded a rematch.
I agree.
Now it's
This
time.
is what we wanted.
Big James Mayhem is furious. Just a few moments ago, Big James Mayhem was informed that his regularly scheduled opponent, Red Solo Cup, has withdrawn from the fight
What?
at the last moment and is no longer even on Big Wayne's compound.
Wait, what?
Apparently he has provided his own replacement opponent, but no one has any idea who that might be, and everyone
I'm so
is very
upset.
concerned
I'm
with what
so
might
upset.
be happening. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My
God
name
damn
is
it, Red
JT
Solo
Tilley.
Cup.
I'm so happy to be your host this afternoon for the Slap Mountain Season 1 season finale. Right now, there's a lot of hubbub in the tree line behind me. Everyone is wondering who could Big James Mayhem be facing.
It better be Red Solo
I can
Cup in
see
like a
some movement over
superhero
by the mobile
costume.
home. Someone's coming
Comes out
now,
looking like
making
the
their way
Undertaker.
past the above-ground swimming pool, headed to the ring.
Green Pie Okerlund's kind
Ladies
of
and
grooving.
gentlemen, the replacement opponent for Big James Mayhem is Freight Train.
Well, this is actually going to be an even match.
Okay, so this guy's name is not Freight Train. This is a man that lives on the other side of the mountain. His name is Thunderbolt, and he actually works for Red Solo Cup. This is a big man. I'd say he's about 6'5", 380 pounds.
Yeah, this is actually
Much
going
larger
to be
than
a
Big
close
James
match.
Mayhem, and I can't
Holy
help but
shit.
think that Red Solo Cup has been up to this the entire time.
Yeah, Red Solo Cup was scheming.
In the blue tank top.
He called it a much stronger replacement.
Big James Mayhem. In the black shirt and brown pants.
Luckily he wore the brown pants, because I think he's about to get fucked up.
Freight Train.
That's Mr. Freight Train.
Red Solo Cup just hit him up. He's like, bro, I just need you to slap the fuck out of this guy. Can you do that for me real quick? And he's like, yeah, man, that's fine. Whatever. I'm not doing anything. I'll head over and just beat his ass.
This match is scheduled for 20 rounds. The first person to give up or get knocked down is the loser, and the person remaining standing.
You might want to chill out today, bro.
Little Bobby Gomez with our introductions this afternoon.
But you know what, Jeff?
As always, our lead official for this match is going to be Brad.
Brad.
Listen in here as Brad screws up another coin toss. Here's your flip. He drops it on the floor, slams it down on the table, and calls it good.
That's classic Brad. I'd have it no other way on Slap
Big James
Mountain.
Mayhem's going to lead off round one, and this co-main event is underway. Big James Mayhem versus Freight Train.
I think Freight Train wins
At
this
first glance,
all
you can
day.
see where Freight Train is a much, much larger man than Big James Mayhem was prepared for. That will definitely affect his strategy during the fight. Okay, great slap.
He looks like
It did look
offended.
as if Freight Train was moving out of the way a little bit, but it was a good slap.
Well, yeah, it was a pathetic slap. He was uninterested in even letting it touch him.
Now, Big James Mayhem is a very experienced slap fighter. I haven't
He's
seen
a prime
much
Cyberpunk
out of
in the
Freight
Tier
Train.
1
I've never seen him
Igniter.
before, but by looking at his windup, I'm not so sure if he's going to be able to generate much power.
Oh, it doesn't look like he's taking it seriously at all. Let's go, Freight Train.
Oh, okay.
Still pretty good.
Freight Train with some pretty big power for such a little windup. Holy smokes.
That was pretty
so
effortless.
Definitely Freight Train got the better of that first
Imagine if he
round,
just
the better of
uses
those
his hips a little
exchanges.
bit.
That was fantastic. And of course, in round two, James Mayhem gets the jump, and Freight Train dodges out of the way.
Freight Train doesn't want to get slapped.
Okay,
He just
I
wants to
definitely don't
slap.
agree with that. They have called a penalty on Big James Mayhem for a neck shot. I believe Freight Train was just moving out of the way is what happened.
It's like he's wafting a fart towards his face.
Freight Train with another bomb, and you can already see swelling right underneath the eye of Big James
Holy
Mayhem.
shit.
Holy smokes.
He is not putting like any effort into the swing.
Okay,
And he is
just an
still
observation here.
blasting his
Everyone
ass.
seems to be very supportive of Freight Train, and I don't seem to hear many people being supportive of the Mayhem clan. Just an interesting observation here. Round three. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. It looks like another dodge out of the way by Freight Train.
Yeah, Freight Train doesn't want to
Let's
get
see
hit.
if Brad's going to call this penalty. That was definitely a penalty.
Thank you. Oh, hell, I let that roll.
It's so
Brad's
effortless.
decided to let that roll. That's
And then
concerning.
knocks his
We're
head off his
moving here,
shoulders.
Round three.
Oh, that
and
wasn't very
another
good.
big shot by Freight Train.
That was a little weak.
Wow. We're moving into round four.
Even
and I have
Soda
to say,
Poppin's here.
Our ring girl Emily was scheduled
Everyone
to be
came
here.
to
She was
Slap
driving
Mountain for
in
this
from
one. This is a big
Oklahoma,
showdown.
And she was supposed to be here earlier today, and I'm so sorry to say that it doesn't look like she's going to make it in time for the
Oh,
broadcast.
damn. Emily didn't make it? Fuck.
I'm not really sure why, if somebody could get me word of what's going on with Emily. Okay, we're rolling into round four here. I didn't get a good look.
What's
at that
happening
shot,
with the
but it did
camera?
look like maybe
It's like Cloverfield. What's
Freight
going
Train
on?
was rolling out of the way like a boxer there. Look at his crazy style here. Let's see what he does now.
Yeah, that is a pretty wild style. Rather unorthodox.
I have no idea where that power's coming from, but it looks like Big James is accusing Freight Train of hitting him in the eye here. You know, honestly, I think he did.
Thanks
And
to
it
the
looks like
resub.
they're going to call him for that eye
Clapper
shot.
in Deadly Matters.
Okay, I've just been handed a note. Okay, it seems like our ring girl Emily has been pulled over by the police, and she's not going to be able to make it in.
Oh,
I hate
that's
to hear
alright.
that. It does seem like we may
That's
have
okay, Emily.
a video.
Oh, more lore?
Okay, if we catch a moment in the action here, I may play that video for you, but right now, we are in the bottom of round 5, and it is a fantastic battle between two giants of Slap Mountain.
The Freight Train is dodging like every
Again, with
slap.
this crazy slapping windup. Here we go, Freight Train.
Not that I blame him. If they're not calling penalties.
Another big shot by Freight Train. That one was definitely in the eyeball, and you can see a lot of concern on the face of Big James Mayhem. While we've got a little break.
Why is Cream Pie moving the table? That's not going to do anything.
Suspended? Why? I don't know. No, I didn't know that. Okay. I don't know. But since I had to run your license since you don't have it with you, came back suspended, and now I'm waiting to see if you have warrants.
So we actually have just a real body cam footage of this?
Where do you think I was going? Huh? My fucking birthday.
Oh man, that's alright. I mean, happy birthday or whatever.
Okay? Calm down. If they don't end up extraditing you for the warrants, I'm just gonna cite and release you. You just need to call you a ride.
Pretty sure these are all meme videos. I think they're homebrew.
Because I know your license is suspended. You know, you probably would have got your,
Okay, let's stop this. Can we stop this, guys? This is inappropriate. The lady has to poop.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Okay, we're back in round 6, just in time to watch Freight Train dodge another slap by Big James Mayhem, and at this point,
there's so much
become
lore.
ridiculous.
Thanks to the resub spot.
Big James Mayhem is continually charged with these neck shot penalties, and what's happening is Freight Train is dodging out of the way of the slaps. And another big slap by Freight Train.
Hats off to
Big
JD
James
Mayhem.
Is seeing some
He's
real
still hanging
signs
in
of
there.
damage on the left side of his face. Quite a bit of swelling around the eyes.
Thanks to the bits. No.
JD Mayhem is going to make a suggestion here. Let's see if we can hear him. Okay, JD is suggesting that James switch to his left hand.
That was fake? Yeah, that was probably just a random body cam.
Oh. Okay, somebody needs to suggest that.
The other ones
James
were
switch
from the
back to his
actual
right
people,
hand
though.
Immediately.
Because
Or
she
hell, even at
directly
this point,
referenced
maybe a
Mr.
foot.
Crystal.
Freight Train winding up. Oh, another frying pan to the side of the head by Freight Train. Freight Train is throwing some bombs, and for some reason, Big James Mayhem is not
I don't know how
generating the
Freight Train
power
is hitting
that
so
he's used
hard.
to
He's not even
generating.
trying.
And you can see a difference in his stance. I don't know what it is. Oh, actually, I do see what it is.
He's a prime.
Okay, it seems that Big
resub
James and
ducky.
JD may have gotten their shoes mixed up again. Okay, round 8. Another good slap by James Mayhem. Yeah, you can definitely see where the father and son are wearing the wrong shoes.
That does seem to be the case.
That's definitely an issue. Oh, another big shot by Freight Train. Holy smokes.
Yeah, Freight Train's running away with it. I told you, this is going to be a slaughter.
Definitely Big James Mayhem is having a hard time. Another great slap by
And it doesn't
Big
help
James,
that
but
Freight Train
out of the
dodges
way
them.
again.
But they're not calling penalties, so just keep dodging.
This
Fuck
is
it.
very unjust. As you can see, Brad's not even watching the match. Another slap by Freight Train, winding up. Big shot by Freight Train. Holy smokes! And the crowd goes wild.
His face immediately
Big James
swelled,
Mayhem is
like he got
completely
stung by
confused. He
bees.
doesn't know what to think, standing there in his tiny size 8s. Here we go with round 10. Oh, another dodge out of the way by Freight Train.
Thanks to the prime Dabber and the resub Peyton Manning.
You know, and I have to be honest, guys, I just can't stop thinking about this video with Emily, and I'm dying to know what happens. We're going to find a break in the action here and maybe roll just a little bit more. of
I
that
threw the
video.
glasses on for the
Another ham
Veritasium
hock to
video.
the side of the face. Big James Mayhem
I just
is
didn't
in
take him off.
trouble.
I'm Officer Ryan. I guess he's told you what's going on.
They should make the slappers close their eyes. That's dangerous.
You're under arrest, yep.
Are you kidding me? Why?
You have warrants for Woods County and they're coming to get you.
No, they're not.
Ma'am.
Oh, she's fucking going for it. What? Hold on. We get some slapping and a police chase. Yeah, I have no doubt this is unrelated to Slap Mountain at all, but I do love me a good southern police chase.
Get out of the vehicle now! Step out now!
We get fucking live PD plus some slapping on the side.
Well, that escalated quickly. That's not anything near what I thought was going to happen in that video. We're going to go ahead and rule out Emily showing up this afternoon to Ring Girl for us. We wish her the best. Hope she gets the opportunity as soon as possible to poop. And here we go with Freight Train winding up for round 11. Whoa! Another huge shot. Very clearly you see that shot hit him.
I can't believe JD hasn't just called it.
The hand over the eye.
You can forfeit if you want, JD.
Shot. And again, you know,
he is getting fucking rocked.
He's not concerned with the fight at all. Absolutely, and he's a horrible referee. Let's just say it.
Oh,
again,
what a
Train rolls completely out of the way of that slap in round 12.
Freight Train could probably duck under this slap at this point, and they wouldn't call a penalty.
Freight Train with a 15-minute wind up here. And another fantastic slap, but in the wrong place. At this point, he might as well just punch him in the face. He's palm striking him right to the forehead and the eye. And I can't help but think that this may be by design.
I don't know.
Red Solo Cup felt...
JD, I cannot believe, is still in the match. Every single shot he has thrown has been dodged by Freight Train. He's trying to play with like Knight's Honor and is just getting absolutely pounded, clobbered by a Freight Train. And he is still going. What? Man, what a heart of gold.
Like Big James Mayhem was landing illegal shots all throughout their first fight in episode 1.
Oh, no flinch that time.
It wasn't the case with Red Solo Cup. I can't help but think that he's standing in the tree line somewhere around us laughing his ass off. Freight Train, round 13. Another shot to the
That was a little weaker. Okay, he may be running out of steam.
Big James has got a little knot on the side of his eye there on the left side of his
face.
Moose.
And according to the referee, we're going on to round 14.
Round 14.
We are on round 14.
Big James with a good windup. And you'll notice again, Freight Train's lifting up his shoulder to block the slap, and he's rolling his face away. He has not taken the full blunt force of any one of these slaps yet. He sure has delivered some blunt force. And again,
this actually just might go all 20.
Is on the ropes. This man has taken 14 illegal frying pans from Freight Train. It doesn't seem like the referee is concerned at all, and we still have 5 rounds left. Okay, that was a decent slap.
Kind of slapped his
Freight
nose.
Train took that. Finally. By accident, I'm sure, but still.
Yeah, Red Solo Cup had a good idea.
And a big punch to the side of the ear. You can see there, Big James almost went down off of that one, and it was an absolutely illegal, completely illegal slap.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't a slap by any stretch of imagination. That was like a monk's open hand strike.
This is why I have an issue with Brad right here. Okay, round 16, there's a big slap by Big James.
Freight Train's just starting to take it now.
And you can see on the face of Freight Train that he doesn't like it.
Prepare to get blasted again.
So he slugs James in the head, and that was the most powerful slap I've seen all afternoon. Holy smokes.
Jesus, it's like he hit him with like a brick. Good
round
God.
17, another good slap.
Oh, now we're speed running.
Freight Train just looks at him.
He's a prime bueno.
Shrugs it off.
You blind.
Freight Train winding up.
Man, JD is closing his eyes. That's so dangerous.
To the eye.
Oh my God, JD. Open your eyes. It'll be less
It really
painful.
looks like the Mayhem family's getting upset. JD's trying to talk to the officials. They're not listening to him. Another great slap by James Mayhem, though. He's turning it around here at the end of the fight.
Good Lord.
I'm very impressed with Freight Train's ability to deliver punishment. Don't know if he has much of an ability to take punishment.
You know you paid a whiff.
But
Yeah,
very
Big
impressive
James
with
is
his slaps.
slapping.
His
Freight
windup
Train is
crazy.
blasting.
I don't care damn.
He just said he had smartness on his side.
What?
Smartness.
What a twist!
He's a smart ass.
Inexplicably, Freight Train is withdrawing from the fight.
No way.
18. Okay, what is happening?
JD did
clearly
it?
winning this fight dominantly, and out
Oh
of nowhere,
my
he is withdrawing
God.
from this fight. And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, is Big James Mayhem. I have no
I
idea
actually
what
think he
just
knocked
happened,
some of his teeth
but I
out.
would imagine that Red Solo Cup is pissed again. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen. Big
Oh
James
my
Mayhem.
God. What the fuck?
Wow.
I cannot believe that
After
happened.
17 rounds of
Freight
mostly
Train
illegal
was
strikes
dominating.
and many violations completely ignored by the officials, Freight Train inexplicably throws in the towel and hands his victory over to Big James Mayhem.
Freight Train seems like such a sweetheart.
We want to thank Freight Train for stepping up to take the fight on short notice, even if he did use a false identity. Stick
Thank you,
around.
Submystic.
Up next is our main event. The Hardcore Hillbilly defends the Slap Mountain Championship against Jay Blade. Stick around.
We haven't seen Jay Blade, have we?
Charges to county charges. You could have already been on your way to jail.
Yeah, not moving.
Get in the car.
Now let's take a quick look at what's happening on the professional slap circuit.
Yeah, I bet that, like I said, that's probably just an unrelated body cam for fun, which is fine by me.
When we last saw Wolverine, he had just completely cleaned out the light heavyweight division with highlight reel knockouts of Archaic Death and Rocky Moore and big wins over Cody Fountain, Frank the Tank, and Chris Dodson.
Did you miss a lot?
He shaved his
You've
beard
missed a
for the
lot.
fans and put his belt on the line against the former champ. Then proceeded to put on a slapping clinic before doctors stopped the fight and declared him the undisputed champ.
Yeah, Wolverine's pretty
A few
fucking
months
deadly.
Later, Wolverine vacated his title and entered the light heavyweight tournament, only to win it back again that evening in devastating fashion with a 9-round war in the finals versus the current middleweight champion. Having earned undisputed status, a #2
Why don't we watch
pound-for-pound
Slap Fight
ranking
anymore?
and the
What do you
respect
mean
of
we
the
do?
fans, Wolverine set his sights
We're all
on the
caught
only
up.
man to ever defeat him. #1 ranked undisputed
This was such a good
heavyweight king,
match.
Darius the Destroyer.
Staring into the soul of Darius right now. I got to watch it right after it happened. Wait, they don't spoil it, do they? Hold on. I don't want them to spoil it. This was such a fucking good match. Hold on. I still want to post that. Yeah, they spoil it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to skip. All right, we're back. Yeah, I got the glasses on because I threw them on for the Veritasium video.
Earlier this season,
I wanted to look
during
smart.
the Slap Mountain
God damn it, I
Openweight
did.
tournament, Mr. Crystal got caught running his mouth at the wrong hillbilly. The hardcore West Virginia native taught the loudmouth Crystal a lesson in respect and sat him down in round 4 with an attitude adjustment. The hillbilly embarrassed the North Carolina trash talker and advanced himself to the final round while establishing the hardcore hillbilly as the man to beat on Slap Mountain.
Hardcore Hillbilly did,
In the
in
final
triumphant
round,
fashion,
the
take that
hardcore
belt.
hillbilly faced Big James Mayhem, knocking him out cold with the first slap and sending Big James face first to the mat.
Oh, I actually forgot that he knocked
Now
out
the champion,
Mayhem.
the hardcore hillbilly, has returned to put his title on the line in our main
Hey, threw
event
some Maurice.
versus Jay Blade.
The jiggle physics in this game are insane.
Well, folks, it's time for our main event.
True.
The
It's
Slap
like Dead or
Mountain
Alive Extreme
Championship
Volleyball.
between Hardcore Hillbilly and Jay Blade. Our announcer this afternoon is Little Bobby Gomez, and I think he just said he soiled himself.
#1. It ain't #2, it's #1.
Sounds like
Okay,
Bobby
my
Gomez.
mistake. I'm sorry. All right, fight fans, stepping out of the tree line now. Without a doubt, this is your #1 contender from right here.
Bobby
on
Gomez kind of
Slap
going
Mountain.
in.
Please welcome to the ring, Jay
We've never seen him. We've never seen him, a new competitor.
Is the son of Randall Randleman, who is arguably the greatest slapper in the history of slapping.
There's the Prime
Jay
Apollo.
Blade has been preparing for this fight for his entire
New challenger.
life, and he has told us point blank
He's wearing Taekwondo
that there
pads.
is no way he is leaving Big Wayne's compound this afternoon without the title. Now, there's going to be a 320-pound hillbilly standing between him and that belt. And here he comes now. Ladies and gentlemen, your undisputed Slap Mountain champion stepping out from behind the
Yep, there's no such thing as weight divisions on the Slap Mountain, boys. We're all the same weight here.
Wrong Turn, West Virginia. This man is a slapping machine.
I wonder how they weigh themselves at the Slap Mountain weigh-in. Maybe you had like how many beer cans?
At the press conference that
Hardcore
this
Hillbilly
will
is
be his
400 Miller
final
Lights.
appearance on Slap Mountain. The Hardcore Hillbilly has received an offer from the Professional League's Slap Fight Championship, and he has signed to become a professional slapper immediately following this bout.
Yeah, welcome to the big
First,
leagues.
The Hardcore Hillbilly has to get past Jay Blade Randleman. Jay Blade Randleman, ladies and gentlemen, he's had 7 victories in a row, 6 by knockout. Big victories over some of your favorites here on Slap Mountain, but there's nobody with more momentum right now than the Hardcore Hillbilly. Fighter introductions for our main event will be done by our good friend and best in the business, Little Bobby Gomez.
Standing to my left in the gray and white trunks. Oh, it ain't number one. My bad. He's the number one contender.
Wait, what?
Number one contender to the,
Oh, okay, now I get it.
Jay
Blade,
Randleman, ladies and gentlemen, the son of Randall
welcome.
and the number 1 contender on Slap Mountain.
Wait, have they already like skirmished in the parking lot? The right side of his face is like bruised. He actually just got in a fight before coming here. Okay.
Jay Blade Randleman, ladies and gentlemen, the son of Randall and the number 1 contender on Slap Mountain.
Makes the resub dank face. The prime beans.
Hardcore Hillbilly, the undisputed Slap Mountain champion. He won the title earlier this year as he swept through the Slap Mountain open weight tournament with knockout after knockout, becoming the champion. And now he's putting his belt on the line against Jay Blade Randall.
Let's go!
Our lead official for this fight, unfortunately, is going to be Brad. And Brad's going to bring our competitors to the table and explain to them that this is a championship match scheduled for 20 rounds, and the champion will slap first. On the left side of your screen, Jay Blade, and on the right...
Yeah, his eye is swollen and his cheek already.
Round 1.
Alright, well good luck, I guess.
Hardcore Hillbilly checking his placement. Hauling off.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's an unfortunate way to start this fight.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay, Brad's going to call a penalty here for a neck shot. Hardcore Hillbilly's strike was just a little bit too low underneath the jawline, and it looks like...
Thanks to the resub, Merkley.
Definitely 1 penalty for Hardcore Hillbilly, 0 penalties for Jay Blade.
All right, Jay Blade, let's see what you got.
Jay Blade checks his placement. Here's his windup. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Jay Blade with perfect placement, fantastic power. And now you can see the Randleman
Jay
legacy.
Blade.
The Hardcore Hillbilly knows he's in a fight now. You can tell by his general disposition. And Jay Blade Randleman is ready to take
He looks kind of like coked out.
Round 2. Hardcore Hillbilly's
He
up.
might not even feel anything. That's a good strategy.
Okay, another big shot from the Hardcore Hillbilly. It did look like it might have hit Randleman in the ear. So let's listen in here and see if there's a penalty.
Exit Prime Martin in the resub
it
Void
sounds like
Walker.
there will be no penalty. And here we are at the bottom of round 2.
Jay Blade coming in again, delivering more meat perhaps? Oh, the no meat delivery
A
today.
couple of things here. It looks like the Hardcore Hillbilly lifted his shoulder up to block the strike, and also the strike was a little bit low. Brad's going to act out what happened for us, and then at some point, hopefully, he'll make a decision.
Do the shin pads help with
Okay,
slapping?
we're gonna have a neck shot penalty there.
I don't
now
know.
We are tied
I'm no
1-1
professional.
on penalties. Round 3. Okay, that was a pretty good slap. The problem that we have here,
Yeah, it's kinda
is that
grazing
Jay
him.
is moving away from the slap just a little bit, and it's making it look as if the hardcore hillbilly is throwing illegal strikes. The hardcore hillbilly is not a dirty fighter, but Brad is a dirty referee, so let's watch closely here.
True. Brad is awfully devious.
Okay, Brad is offering the penalty to Jay Blade, and it sounds as if Jay Blade is going to decline that penalty.
Is there some moop in the bit story?
Okay, there you have it. 1 penalty hardcore
For
hillbilly,
ear protection,
1
Tori.
penalty Jay Blade.
Jay Blade coming in.
Okay, again, that strike was
Jay
low.
Blade swings all the way
Hits
through and does a
shoulder
full
again,
360.
But the strike was low, and it looks like
He's
we're gonna
scary.
have a penalty here.
That's a scary man.
All right, 2 penalties for Jay Blade, 1 penalty for the hardcore hillbilly. Keep in mind, this is a 20-round fight, so
Is there
if
some
we do go to
Josué?
the judges' decisions, these penalties will count against the fighters.
Jay Blade really just bruises too easily.
Okay, Jay Blade definitely dodged that slap.
Yeah, luckily too, he might have died.
Okay, the referee says it's clean. There's no penalty there, but that was absolutely a dodge.
Well, that's Brad for you. He doesn't know what's
We
going
are
on.
in round 4.
Classic
I
Brad.
don't have a lot of faith in the officiating here. I'm hoping that we can see a finish in this fight. You can see the hardcore hillbilly's right shoulder. You can see right where those slaps are landing. They're landing on the shoulder and going right up underneath the jawline, and that's because the hardcore hillbilly is flinching out of the way. Let's see if he take this slap.
Ooh.
Now that's a fantastic slap by Jay. Really a fantastic slap. Good placement. The hardcore hillbilly is absolutely
Jay Blade.
getting pummeled in this fight. He needs to turn it around and throw some power. Here we are in round 5.
I appreciate that, Misfit, and wishing you the best.
Okay, there we go. The hardcore hillbilly
Is there some
showing why
obscure?
he is the Slap Mountain champion. This is the alpha male in this ring. And
Yeah,
if
maybe
Jay Blade
Misfit.
wants to take that belt home, he's going to have to climb the mountain. One thing you'll notice is that Jay Blade has chosen not to have a corner man.
Well, Jay Blade
That
works
shows a lot
alone.
of
He's the alpha
confidence.
male. Jay Blade!
If I were scoring
These
this
are
fight,
good.
I'd have Jay Blade Randleman in the lead.
Fuck me,
He
man.
is
This
really
came out
throwing
of
some heat,
nowhere.
and we are just in round 6. This is exciting, but I think the hardcore hillbilly is starting to realize he might be in trouble.
That is some Sigma male energy.
Okay, that's tricky. It looks like a dodge and an ear shot. Okay, each one of these men have committed a violation here, and I don't think Brad
Thanks
saw
for some
either of
Cody
those
James
penalties.
in the Prime Acid.
Yeah, I mean, you can't wait. If you go 20, man, it's going to cost you the match. You go all the way to 20, it's going to...
Yeah, Jay Blade is a little too afraid of the hardcore hillbilly frying
Cream
pans.
Pie Okerlund is explaining,
But his offense
to
is
Jay
really
that
good.
he shouldn't be waving off these penalties because they may count against him later. Okay, bottom of round 6. Jay
Let's see if he
Blade
can keep
winds
riding the
up.
momentum. Oh, scared him. Oh,
And another fantastic slap from
Wow.
Jay Blade Randleman.
every slap is giving hardcore hillbilly a more defined jawline. He's literally slapping him into handsome
so far, we've got a
Squidward.
great little slapping match going here, but let's keep in mind, this is a fast-paced fight, and we're not used to seeing the hardcore hillbilly keep this pace.
Oh boy,
Fantastic.
oh boy.
The hardcore hillbilly is in this
Still
fight.
flinched a little bit, but he's getting
I've
better.
heard him say many times, there's nobody going to take this belt from me, and I can't imagine that he would be very happy about somebody that he outweighs by 100
Can't
plus
click links,
pounds
man. Just
taking
send it
away
to
his
them like
title.
an email or something. That's what I meant.
Okay, Cream Pie Okerlund and Brad are having a conversation here about whether or not there's going to be a penalty.
Thanks for the bits, Dale.
They're talking about whether or not the fingertips going across the ear should be a violation.
Yeah, Cream Pie Okerlund is like the host.
Quite frankly, I think this is a conversation that should have been had before you had a championship fight. 2 penalties each going into round 7, bottom of round 7.
Oh my goodness!
Jay Blade Randleman. Now that one almost.
My thoughts as well,
Hardcore
JT.
Hillbilly on his ass.
Where is this
You can
coming
see he
from?
Delayed his reaction for just a second.
Holy
there
shit.
While he grabbed his bearings.
Like, if you just look at these two, you would immediately assume Hardcore Hillbilly wins this in a single slap. He is literally 3 of this man put together. And somehow he is getting absolutely slammed and jammed.
Just looking at the two fighters, you can see where Jay Blade has been hit.
Oh,
5,
I thought he was
6
about to make the
times,
same
but
point.
If you look at the face of the Hardcore Hillbilly, it almost looks like he's been hit by a truck.
Oh, he hit. Okay, he is flinching so hard. No, he hit him in the hat. He literally hit his hat.
Brad's going to call this one.
Yeah, this is getting absurd now. I feel bad for
It is a
Hardcore
penalty.
Hillbilly.
We are now at 3 penalties for the Hardcore Hillbilly, 2 penalties for Jay Blade.
Say something, Hardcore Hillbilly. It's getting out of hand.
A little bit of blood on the cheek of the Hardcore Hillbilly.
No, that's slapping juice.
Here we
That's
go.
not blood.
Jay hauls off.
Oop.
Oh my gosh, another fantastic slap.
Every slap is super
It might
clean.
have been a little
Jesus
bit low,
Christ.
but after all
Good
the slaps
God.
he's taken from the Hillbilly, I don't know if they're going to call that. Okay, Brad is saying that that's a low strike. He's going to call that. Now we've got 3 penalties for the Hardcore Hillbilly,
Thanks to the bit
3
steal.
penalties for Jay Blade, and 3 bad calls by Brad. Okay, a punch to the ear by the Hardcore Hillbilly.
Not really.
And
He
you
just
can
keeps
see right
fucking
now,
moving.
Quite simply put, Jay Blade Randleman is dazed. He's just been hit in the ear.
Brad, fucking do
Absolutely
something.
Illegal strike, and you could see right now that it's just as if he's been in a street fight. He's staggering around. He's dazed. I think there should be a penalty for that shot, but it doesn't look like they're going to call one.
Hardcore Hillbilly's gonna lose this. Oh, the crowd's getting into it. That's cute. They're liking it. Oh, my
Wow,
Jesus.
okay.
He's gonna
Fantastic
slap his
by
beard
Jay
into the
Blade.
spectators.
Look at the face of the Hardcore Hillbilly. He's starting to have some second doubts here, some second thoughts, excuse me. I don't know what Brad's talking about, but I did notice that in the last round he did call the foul. We are sitting at 4 fouls, 4 penalties for the Hardcore Hillbilly, and 3 for Jay Blade. Brad thinks we're in round 11. It's round 10. Round 10, Hardcore Hillbilly, halfway through
If he
the
can just
match.
get one clean shot, I think it's over on the spot.
Kind of a disappointing slap. I think you wasted your turn
It's-
there.
it's not his
Also, I
fault,
can see
though.
Jay Blade is dodging the slaps by just rolling out of the way.
I feel so bad for him. Poor Hardcore Hillbilly's gonna lose his camouflage belt. Oh!
Holy shit!
Was that a slap or did someone just shoot a shotgun in the
That was a
background?
fantastic slap. I'm surprised the Hardcore Hillbilly is
Oh
still
my lord!
Jay Blade Randleman with an incredible technique.
What the
fantastic
fuck?
form. You can see all of the hard work that he's been putting into his craft.
This guy's checking for cops nearby. Fucking
Jay Blade
murder
Randleman
almost happened up there.
Definitely in this fight. I would have told you before the fight that he had very little chance to win, and now it looks like it's anybody's match.
Well, it's not anyone's match, it's Jay Blade's, because he's cheating here
Ladies
and
gentlemen,
slapping
this
like a
next slap will
maniac
be the
on offense.
100th slap. There it is. Kind of a turd of a slap, but that's 100 slaps on our Slap Mountain
Nice.
Season 1
Triple
finale.
digits.
And we have hit 100 slaps today. We are going into the 11th round. Okay, wait a second. It seems as if the Hardcore Hillbilly, he may be hesitant to step
Is there
back to
some
the
Tomoto?
table here. Okay, they're going to give Hardcore Hillbilly a penalty for that
Why?
last slap.
Just
5
just
penalties,
fucking
Hardcore
why?
Hillbilly.
Hardcore
3
Hillbilly,
penalties
you should
for
start dodging. Just start
Jay
dodging.
Blade, and the Hardcore Hillbilly may be
Don't
pulling
let your
out of this fight.
yeah. Don't let yourself just keep getting abused like this.
Seems like he's got
You
an
can
issue
just-
with his
You can
jaw
just
here.
dodge, I guess.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we have a new champion on Slap Mountain. Hardcore Hillbilly throws in the towel, and Jay Blade Randleman
Rough.
takes the title with a TKO after 10 rounds. Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, the hardcore hillbilly.
I mean, Jay Blade's
no
slaps
longer the
were
Slap Mountain
incredible.
champion. It's Jay Blade.
But he flinched on... He literally turned his whole body on every single slap that was thrown his way. Why do we even have Brad here? He doesn't do anything. Damn it, Brad.
Well, friends, there you have it. In our main event, after 10
Damn, I'm
hard-fought
shocked.
rounds,
I'm fucking
the
shocked.
hardcore hillbilly loses his title to Jay Blade Randleman. Congratulations to both fighters on an incredible performance and a great main event.
Thanks for your
But
sub,
this
Obsidian. Good to see you,
afternoon
man. Hope you're doing
belongs
well.
to Jay Blade, the new Slap Mountain champion.
I've seen that, the
Looks like the
progression on
Slap
that.
Mountain title is headed back to the Randleman trailer where it belongs.
Yeah, the Randlemans really
Fight
performed.
This afternoon, we watched as perennial bad boy Mr. Crystal squared off against his former instructor and mentor,
Thanks for giving sub,
legendary
Carl.
Slap Mountain fighter Superstar KC. Superstar KC has recently undergone vision surgery, which gave him great precision and incredible technique on his way to a 20-round unanimous decision victory over
Happy
his
birthday,
former
Trevor.
pupil. Congratulations again
Oh, I
to
don't know
both
about
fighters
that.
on a great fight.
Thanks for
And
resub,
special
Cruisin'.
congratulations goes to Superstar KC on winning bragging rights during this Bad Blood grudge match. In our
Yeah, I don't know
co-main
why
event,
Hardcore Hillbilly
we
didn't
watched
point
as
it
Red
out.
Solo Cup chickened out of the fight and brought his own replacement in the form of Freight Train, 6'4", 380 pounds,
Thanks
to
for
face
resub, one
Big
to
James
full.
Mayhem, his regularly scheduled opponent. Big James Mayhem and Freight Train fouled back and forth for the better part of 18 rounds until Freight Train inexplicably withdrew from the fight,
Thanks for
giving
resub,
Big
Air
James
Gus.
Mayhem the victory
No, of course
at the
not.
end of the season. Congratulations to the Mayhem family, and special thanks to Tammy, Shirley, Patty, Charlene, and a big rest in peace to our good friend Alan, who is no longer with us.
All right.
All of us at Slap Fight Championship would like to thank you for supporting Slap Mountain Season 1. We have had an incredible time sharing with you the little amateur slap league that we discovered in the deep, deep South. Would you like to see Season 2 of Slap Mountain? Let us know in the comments.
Oh, God,
and don't
yes.
forget to like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and support the growth of American slap fighting. My name is JT Tilley, and I want to thank you for watching Season 1 of Slap Mountain.
What a great season it was. That was a wild ride. Fuck. It felt like I became like part of the crew, part of the ship there. Like we were all just one big family. Man, that Slap Mountain really just brings people together. You better not be eating the stream. I got some bad news. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm tired and I gotta get up early. Alright, thanks everyone for tuning in. To everyone who donated, big thank you. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot to me, so thank you for subbing. I appreciate the generosity. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll toss you over to... I'll toss you to Swagger Souls tonight. He was just doing a painting earlier. Alright, thanks again everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Take it easy. See ya.